BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines claim that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton, horses dying on Hertfordshire A Road, and Leon Briggs Memorial could be removed.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. That's the claim of Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood, who says some of them are using aggressive tactics. More from Tony Fisher.
The MP's comments follow the publication of a report into unregulated fundraising targeting the Muslim population in Bradford. Its author, Hannah Stewart, from the think tank the Henry Jackson Society, agrees this is also going on in other parts of the country. She says Muslims are being taken advantage of because of their generous cultural attitude towards giving.
A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles. The animals are left to graze illegally on private land, but in winter their food supply runs out and they either starve or wander onto the busy road looking for food. Lynn Myland is from the Herts branch of the British Horse Society.
At this time of the year, it's got worse. We've got overbreeding and overgrazing. Horses are dying around us and escaping onto our roads, which is really dangerous. Obviously, the horses' welfare is a big issue, but also the public that are driving on these roads that potentially are in danger of hitting these horses.
A second man has been arrested in connection with an inquiry into alleged child abuse at a Catholic boys' home in Bedfordshire. The 72-year-old man from Bedford was arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting 4 children at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford. A 79-year-old man from Norfolk has been re-arrested on suspicion of 6 sexual and 14 physical assaults. The 2 men have been released on police bail until April. The Conservative MP, Sir Malcolm Rifkind, is coming under pressure to step down as chairman of the Intelligence and Security Committee. Sir Malcolm was secretly filmed saying he could arrange useful access to British ambassadors, but denies doing anything wrong. A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed. The memorial, which is made up of flowers, mementos and pictures, has been deemed a security risk by police. More from Matt Lockwood.
39-year-old Leon Briggs died in November 2013 after being detained under the Mental Health Act. In the months after his death, the memorial became a place for family and friends to gather and pay their respects. Police say a review has recommended removing the tributes as they pose a security risk. The Justice for Leon campaign group says it's an insensitive move and some kind of memorial must remain in place.
Researchers have shown for the first time that eating peanut products early in life appears to prevent young children from becoming allergic to them. The trial involved more than 600 babies. In sport, Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham, and MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli will miss up to 6 weeks of the League One promotion race with an ankle injury. The weather mostly dry with some sunny spells this morning, but the chance of a shower this afternoon. A maximum temperature 8 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
OK, the brain is starting to wake up. Thank you, Simon. Excellently done. Excellently done, as always. The ox in the newsroom. It's like a bull in a china shop. No, it's worse. It's like an ox in a newsroom. So today we're going to celebrate the solo magic of the Beatles. I've just decided. We got a George song. We've got a great Ringo song coming up. What do we want from John and Paul? I don't know. Something not obvious, please. Not obvious. Also, bogus charities, fly-tipped Gigi's, and Justin's on his knees saying, thank you, please. 4 on the floor, you know the score.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Say it, Kelly, say it. Say it. Dishes at the door? What does that mean? What? Oh, I thought, OK, right, OK, fine, yeah, you're at your wit's end. I want to play a game. So, we're going to celebrate the... What?
Can you turn me up?
I mean, I was in my flow there. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
So, we're going to celebrate... I think... I don't know, I need to check my dates. We're very close to the day that the anniversary... What's the date?
It's the
24th of February.
24th.
We're very close to the anniversary of Davy Jones's death. and we're going to have a monkey special then.
Yeah!
Don't celebrate
Yes.
the fact that a man died 4 years ago, you heartless woman!
I'm celebrating the fact that he had
so cold.
so many good songs.
All right,
to
excellent.
choose from.
OK, we're going to do it, but today we're celebrating the magic of the Beatles after the breakup.
What Yoko hit are we going to play?
Oh, mate.
Give me plenty of that guitar.
I've been traveling on a boat, in a plane, in a car, on a bike, with a bus, on a train. Traveling there, traveling here, everywhere, in every gear. But oh Lord, we pay the price with the spin of a wheel, with the roll of the dice. Ah yeah, you pay your fare, and if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And I've been traveling through the dirt and the grime, from the past to the future, through the space and the time. Traveling deep beneath the waves, in watery grottos and mountainous caves. But ah Lord, we got to fight with the thoughts in the head, with the dark and the light. No use to stop and stare if you don't know where you're going. Any road will take you there. You may not know where you came from, may not know who you are, may not have even wondered how you got this far. I've been traveling on a wing and a prayer, by the skin of my teeth, by the breadth of her hair. Traveling where the fall winds blow, with the sun on my face, in the ice and the snow. But ooh, it's a game. Sometimes you're cool, sometimes you're lame. Oh yeah, it's somewhere if you don't know where you're going. Any road will take you there. The spin of the wheel, with the roll of the dice. Ah yeah, you pay your fare if you don't know where you're going. Any road will take you there. I keep traveling around the bend. There was no beginning, there is no end. It wasn't born and never dies. There are no edges, there is no sides. Ah yeah, just don't win. It's so far out, the way out is in. Bow to God and call him sir, but if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Is it about a gap year?
Go away! Go away!
Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Now, bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. That's the claim of Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood, who says some of them employ aggressive tactics. Well, it's being backed up by a report from the cross-party think tank, the Henry Jackson Society. Its author, Hannah Stewart, joins me now. Morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Ian.
So what did your report look into?
Well, more broadly, we were actually looking into the issues, good practice, challenges that the police find when they're delivering the government counter-radicalisation strategy Prevent. And one of the angles was the sort of constant work that the police do promoting safe giving in Muslim communities, and that's really in response to, at the moment, the Syria crisis. But this intimidating form of fundraising came up within those conversations, and I was, to be honest, quite surprised by it. But I understand that Khalid Mahmood wasn't, and that he knows that this is actually quite a widespread problem, because my report looked at Bradford, but I understand that it also happens in Luton and Birmingham, where he's the MP, and that it's much more of a problem than people perhaps realise.
So what exactly, how does it work?
Well, what I heard was that, just to give an example, the collectors had buckets labelled Bucket for Syria, no identification of what charity it was, and they'd pushed the red button at a traffic light repeatedly on a busy road, back all the cars up, so that essentially, as the police said, it's a captive audience. People can't go away. And then they'd go down the line and quite aggressively ask for money. And in one instance, actually, the police had to record a hate crime. And so when people perhaps said they didn't want to give, or they'd given at the lights previously, they'd sometimes be abused, and there were instances of accusing people of supporting the Israelis. This was during the Israel-Gaza conflict in the summer. So that's one form that's quite intimidating. And another example was that people would go to the same districts, the same houses, week in, week out, constantly asking them for money, and that the individuals living there were actually saying privately, look, we don't want to give all the time. We just don't have those funds, but we feel pressured by our sort of religious belief to give, that we're struggling to say no. And the people fundraising knew that and would take advantage of that generosity.
And are the fundraisers targeting other Muslims or anybody in general?
They're targeting other Muslim communities because of that religious injunction to give to charity.
Right.
And in the area that I was looking at, these Muslim communities were also not very wealthy, so they were targeting people under the average income level because of their generosity. So it really was a double abuse.
And if someone, shakes a bucket in front of me, I can walk politely past or say no thanks or put money in if I choose to. Why are these people finding it so difficult to ignore these buckets under their nose? Is it the abuse that they're getting?
Well, in some cases, yes. Particularly the traffic light case, people were genuinely being abused and with sort of quite aggressive language. But in other instances, these are close-knit, insular communities where perhaps people know the representatives of the charities or the unregistered charities, and there are reputational issues there, but there's also a cultural understanding that giving to charity is a religious obligation and the right thing to do, and that you shouldn't question it when you're asked. And that's quite a difficult issue, and it's the one that the police are trying to work with the Charity Commission to sort of alleviate. But it really is taking advantage of people's generosity.
So that's the intimidation and the threatening aspect of it. Did your report look into these what Khalid Mahmood is saying, that some of these unregistered charities, they're not raising money for orphans and things like that, they're raising money for terrorist purposes?
Well, it's very difficult to know exactly where the money's going, and I guess that's what Khalid was talking about. The police, to me, were saying that the reason they work so hard to promote safe giving is that a lot of people will take advantage of these issues that we've spoken about for both criminal and terrorist intent. So they weren't able to tell me exactly where they believed the money was going, and certainly if they had concrete evidence, they would investigate. But there's always that concern, and particularly when charities are unregistered, so they fall outside of the Charity Commission regulation. There can, and especially when it's labelled so vaguely, so it would be Bucket for Syria or we're raising funds for the community. There's absolutely no indication there of where that money is going, and that for the police is a worry.
Hannah, it's fascinating stuff, and I appreciate you getting up at silly o'clock to talk to us this morning about it. That's Hannah Stewart from the cross-party think tank, the Henry Jackson Society. 08459 455 555. Because I don't think that's a great trick, isn't it? Stopping traffic at the lights, and we all know how intimidating those wipers are, the windscreen washers are that you still get. But you're not even allowed to shake buckets anymore. They changed. You just have to stand there motionless. Where I used to live in North London, there was a fella outside the Sainsbury's who was collecting money to stop capitalism.
Hang on.
Yeah, I know. And I said to him, how does that work? So you're anti-capitalism, but you're shaking a bucket? And he said, well, yeah, I need funds for it.
Wow.
I need funds for it.
To break the system, you have to be part of the system.
Exactly. Do you see? He'd also sell poems to you, and I thought...
That seems very capitalist.
Yeah, exactly. 08459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Looking at the speed sensors in Royston on the A10 Melbourne Road, there's some roadworks around the Town Hall roundabout that aren't causing any delays at the moment, but they could cause delays later on this morning. In Beaconsfield on the A40 London Road, there's roadworks just before Park Kiln Lane, and that's looking fine at the moment, but could get busy later on. And looking at the motorways, no delays showing up on the M25. It's looking really quiet on the M1 as well, but there are roadworks on the M1 in both directions between junction 2 for Five Ways Corner and 4 for Edgware, which could get busy later on. There's speed restrictions of 50 miles an hour where those roadworks go on. On the train departure boards, the 6:34 train from Bedford to Sutton is delayed. I'm Samantha Breath, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Samantha. Hey, it's 6:15. It's Tuesday, 24th February, isn't it? Hey. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles. And a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's nothing like a good laugh, and this is nothing like a good laugh.
Look who's making their face funny for money this Red Nose Day.
OK, here goes then.
First there's a red nose and then, lipstick. Very good. Oh, I see, you're putting it there. There are many ways you can raise money, like asking your work colleagues to put in a fiver for a funniest face contest. The funniest face gets a prize and Comic Relief gets all the cash. I'm not sure the cream cheese is such a good idea.
What do you think?
Excellent stuff. Oh, thank you, Lemmy. For lots of ways you can make your face funny for money this Red Nose Day, and to get your free fundraising kit, go to bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day.
Hey, Justin Dealey, let me tell you something. Hey, Dealer Dealey, your career is ending.
Daddy never held you like he should. Maybe your mama just held on the best she could. Every soul has a secret. Give it away or keep it. But yesterday's gone, so tell me why. It's
And so this is what we're doing tomorrow. And I've just remembered this. Right, OK, Ringo Starr. Isn't that good, first of all?
It was good,
Wasn't it good?
It's him singing.
80s Ringo is good. It's a really, really good song. We've got a good John Lennon song. We need a good Paul McCartney song for the end of the show.
Did he write
that? No. So, but tomorrow we're going to do songs. This is good, Kelly. Oh, sorry.
No. Carry on.
Were you listening to Radio 2?
Yep.
We're going to do songs where it's bands singing about the bands. Because I bought a Manfred Mann Greatest Hits the other day, and there's two songs on there where they sing about the Manfreds. There's obviously 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who was it? Oh, it was the Manfreds. But then there's another song on there where they're going, we've got Manfred on keyboards and Jimmy's on guitar, but they've all come to see the pretty singer. That's me, Paul Jones. They sings about them. So tomorrow... and there'll be others. There has to be. It's bands singing about themselves.
So they have to have the name of the band
Spice
in there.
Girls, as an example.
No, because they don't sing.
Yeah, they're
with
like
the Spice Girls.
You've got MC. She likes it on her easy peasy. That song.
She likes it on her easy
Well,
peasy.
I don't know the words.
Those lyrics are so risque. Yeah, that could be.
When they introduce each other in Wannabe.
Yeah, the Monkees is an obvious one. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees.
Yeah.
It always breaks my heart the Beatles never did a song like that. How cool would that be?
Well, they kind of did.
We got Ringo on the drums.
Sort of Sgt.
John
Pepper
Lennon
is
on
a
guitar.
Sgt. Pepper's that.
George on guitar, and I'm playing bass guitar.
The wrong way round.
Sgt. Pepper's not about them, though.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, no, but it doesn't say, hey, hey, we are the Beatles. You know we love to please. Paul McCartney on bass. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. And that's Ringo on the drums. And George playing sliding guitar. So, we're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, OK.
Bands singing about themselves. So if you know any, could you let me know? Because I've only got 2 so far. Or 3 if we do 2 Manfred Mann songs. And I think even that will be pushing it, even for fans of the MM. 08459 444. You okay with that, Kels?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Thank you. And that's an idea that I'm glad I had, and I'll be happy to see it to its conclusion, because I don't have to meet people. Thanks.
Okay.
08459 455 555. Now, fly tipping we all know about. Fly grazing, you might not know about unless you listened to this show about 14 months ago. Because it was last autumn, well, not last autumn, autumn gone but last. We told you that regular users of the A414 in Hertfordshire were noticing more and more horses were being turned loose and left to wander on the roadside, with actually 40 dead or injured animals had to be removed. Oh, that's horrible. Imagine hitting a horse. 6 months on, and the British Horse Society, it was 6 months, have not say things have not improved. Catherine, you've really taken this story to heart. What have the charity been saying?
Well, every single week they hear about cases of horses dying, either being hit by traffic or from starvation, just left to graze and fend for themselves. They know about 11 incidents of horses running loose on the A414 in the past month. 11. And many other cases of horses left without food and water who wander onto the road looking for food. Lynn Myland is chair of the Hertfordshire branch of the British Horse Society, and she says legislation's needed.
They're regularly escaping because they're searching for food, and their value is minimal. They fetch, sometimes they don't even get sold, but they can fetch as little as £10 at an auction, at a horse fair or a market, and it is awful. The landowners are trying to take some responsibility, but the fencing is very poor. Some of the owners of these fly-grazed ponies put hay out in the fields and others don't, and they are just literally starving to death. And it's a crisis that is continuing until we get some legislation to equip people to deal with it.
The horses and the land, who owns what?
Well, one of the landowners we know is Lafarge Tarmac, and they say they've been trying to secure the borders of their land to stop the horses roaming onto the busy A414. But it's really tricky because while the horses are on their land, they have a duty to look after them, even though they don't want them there. They told us, we have undertaken necessary action to secure our land. Unfortunately, in some cases, fences and other barriers have been illegally removed and horses have been moved onto the site. Lafarge Tarmac is currently revisiting options at its Hertfordshire sites, including legal recourse course, which is due to be heard by St Albans Crown Court imminently. Now, the horses are believed to belong to travellers, but it's really difficult to prove that because the horses aren't microchipped and don't have horse passports. And generally, when found on the roadside, the owners don't come forward. But anyone whose horse is found being left astray on public roads or found on private land would be fined and made to pay costs.
Well, these horses are dying needlessly. What can be done to stop that?
Well, Hertfordshire Police, the local MP and the animal charities are now all trying to find a solution to that problem. And there's new legislation currently going through Parliament and set to be read in the House of Lords this week. If ratified, it would mean that the landowners were given more powers to remove the horses and the animals could be given to charities or put down if there was suffering, which isn't currently allowed. Now, the police also told us that they're spending increasing amounts of time chasing horses on the A414 and then trying to locate owners who don't want to be found. This obviously takes hours of police time and can be really stressful for all concerned, especially for a driver who's hit a horse. I mean, the damage done alone, but also, I mean, the stress and the fear it causes is something else.
Adamant.
He didn't hit a horse.
No. But Adam and the Ants, they do a song, don't they? That's Gino on guitar.
They all sound similar, these songs that you write.
I must admit, I do write excellent songs about Adam Ant did a song about the band.
Yeah.
Amp music.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favour, Ant music.
Yep. And they bashed on. They were kind of an early stomp, weren't they, Adam and the Ants?
They had two drums. Do you know where he got the idea of two drums from?
Where?
Gary Glitter.
Oh.
Dearie me. Dear.
Dearie me.
What other songs? There must be. There are loads. The 60s did it a lot. Bands singing about themselves. 81333.
Oh, I've got one.
Go on, Kels. You go in there. I heard Kelly's voice first.
Sorry, Don't Call Me Mama by Mama Cass.
Well, she was a big girl, but she wasn't a band, was she? But I did think of a
band.
Mamas and the Papas one.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
Creek
one's
Alley.
getting fat except Mama Cass.
Creek Alley. Yeah. Don't like that song though.
No, but
that is one.
That is one.
There must be loads.
Hey Hey with the Eagles.
Oh, you're just being silly now.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 southbound starting to look quite slow from the Holiday Inn towards Stirling Corner. Also on the A405 North Orbital round around the M25 junction 21A roundabout, that's looking quite busy too on the speed sensors. In High Wycombe on the A404 Marlow Hill, there's some temporary traffic lights just before Marlow Road, very close to the leisure centre, which could cause some delays later on, but it's not causing any problems so far. And in Aylesbury on the A41 Aston Clinton Road, there's some temporary traffic lights between New Road and the Woodlands roundabout, so expect delays there. No reports of any major delays at the moment on the trains though. Samantha Breff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30. I'm Simon Oxley. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles. And a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham. The Hornets lost to promotion rivals Norwich on Saturday, and Jokanovic says it's a key stage of the season.
It's true. Now it's in this period we don't have many second chances. We have still it's so many games in front of us. It's not finished of the championship. Are going to happen many things. It's true now. It's points. It's important, and now we have new chance for us after the lost one game like we lost against Norwich.
And you can hear full commentary on Watford versus Rotherham on tonight's Three Counties Sport from 7. MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli will miss up to 6 weeks of the League One promotion race with an ankle injury. The Dons' on-loan top scorer will receive treatment at Tottenham, who he joined for £5 million in January. Meanwhile, several of the Dons' promotion rivals play tonight with Bristol City, Swindon, Preston and Sheffield United all in action. And the Champions League continues tonight with Manchester City at home to Barcelona in the first leg of their last 16 tie. FIFA are meeting today to decide when in 2022 the World Cup in Qatar will take place, with November and December the likely months. More from Richard Conway.
Qatar may have been awarded the right to host the 2022 World Cup over 4 years ago, but only today, after claims over alleged corruption and a controversial proposal to switch games to winter, thus avoiding the searing summer sun, will organisers perhaps begin to feel the tournament is destined to be played here. A FIFA task force set up to examine a range of date options is highly likely to make a recommendation for November and December of 2022. That, though, will set FIFA on a collision course with the big European clubs and leagues, who are demanding a May schedule in order to minimise disruption to their league fixtures.
And in rugby, the England fullback Mike Brown is a doubt for Sunday's Six Nations clash with Ireland after suffering a setback in his return from concussion. BBC Three Counties News and Sports. The next full bulletin is at 7.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
I'm struggling with McCartney. We're celebrating the solo magic of the Beatles today. Hats off to the Beatles' history. Hats off to history of the Beatles. We're saluting the magic of the Beatles post-1970. The solo Beatles years.
Break up Beatles.
Break up Beatles.
Best Beatles breakup.
Music.
Bad.
Finger. So, we've had George. We've had Ringo. Whoa, we've got a good job. John Lennon's only solo #1 in the States.
Oh.
Struggling with McCartney.
They fell out with John, though, didn't they? Is that why?
What?
The Americans.
No,
John.
They loved him.
Well, after a bit they did. They didn't get him at first, did they?
I've got Paul McCartney, Put It There, queued up, which is a really good song.
How does that go?
Put it there. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm playing bass guitar on this one. Live at Glasgow. But I'm disputing with Put It There or Coming Up.
Do it, Dip, do.
My boy does one of those things, but he makes it up, and half of it is like in Greek.
All right, go on.
We were choosing what dessert he was going to have at Yo Sushi yesterday. I went for Yo Sushi.
My goodness, you're so...
What?
So Waitrose, aren't you?
I just embrace foreign culture, mate.
Go on.
And he was doing ink, bing, bing... No, he wasn't doing it like that.
Inky, pinky, ponk.
Inky, pinky, ponk.
Cow says bonk.
Then he's all got... Because I knew which one he wanted, and he made sure he ended on that one.
Dip, dip, do. You can always do that, though. You are not it, but you are. If I carry on, I can get to that one I've had my eye on all along. Oh, this one.
I need... Kelly? You all right?
Yes.
I need Dealey.
Okay.
I need Dealey to help me with this one.
What, on a nip, dip, do?
No, not on a nip, dip, do. On McCartney.
That's fine.
I need... And also queue up Helen Wheels as well. I'm struggling.
Well, maybe we just have a McCartney mashup.
What the heck are you talking about?
We can do this stuff.
There's not a lot in the papers, I'll give you that now.
There's stuff about the Oscars, which happened ages ago in dog years, didn't it?
Oh, the flipping Oscars. All right. Lord Snooty and his pals won an Oscar. Tony Toffington from the posh estate won. Well done.
My favourite thing from the Oscars is Scarlett Johansson's face as John Travolta leans in for a kiss and is insisting on wearing a wig, even though we've all seen him with his hair off.
What is John Travolta? I mean, what is he? I don't know what he is. I mean, I've got a vague idea, but we won't say. But apart from that, to one litigion to one side.
Well, according to her face, a pest.
Yeah. I mean, what's he trying to prove?
That he's got hair?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We all know the truth. We all know the truth,
We're all cool
John.
with it, John.
John, listen. No one's got a problem with it anymore, OK? It's not the 1950s.
Just be who you are.
Just come out and say, do you know what? I'm bald and I'm proud.
It's okay.
It's okay, mate.
Maybe he was doing it for a part. Anyway, John, whatever you want to do,
I think he does do it for a part. That's
whatever you want to be is cool with us.
Yeah, man.
Just don't do any more dancing.
Yeah.
Films.
Okay.
Apart from Reservoir Dogs, that was all right.
Okay.
He wasn't in Reservoir Dogs. He was in Pulp Fiction, Catherine. Sort it out.
Sort it out.
Whose wheels? You said queue up Emma's. Is it Emma's wheels?
Sheila's.
Helen Wheels.
Is that a song, is it?
Yeah, it's a good song. We've got 3 McCartney songs. Hang on, I tell you what, let's get Lennon out the way. Oh, I don't mean like that. Mark Chapman. No,
Stop.
Let's... Steady.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright. your life. It's alright. It's alright. Do it wrong or do it right. It's alright. It's alright. Don't need to watch to waste your time. Oh no. Oh no. Whatever gets you to the light. It's alright. It's alright. Out the blue outside. It's alright. It's alright. Don't need a gun to blow your mind. Oh no. Oh no. Hold me, darling, come on, listen to me. I won't do you no harm. Trust me, darling, come on, listen to me. Come on, listen to me. Come on, listen, listen.
Right, we've between three McCartney songs. Put it there, coming up, and Helen Wheels. I just don't know what to do with myself.
Ip dip do.
This is. Can I just? This is. I hate these TV programmes. I hate TV, to be honest. TV, as Noel Coward once said, TV is for appearing on, not for watching.
Oh.
I'd go along with
Get
that.
her.
I'd go along with that. It's rubbish, really. Anyway, I don't get the headline. Widdy's Victorian. Celebrities. Well, I mean, I know. But is it a joke? Celebrities, including Anne Widdecombe. Celebrities, including Anne Widdecombe, will live life as poor Victorian workers
No
in the
fun.
new BBC One reality show. Wow, that's going to be hard work. I wonder how long they're going to do it for. 24 hours in the past.
Okay.
We'll see 6 stars, including athlete Colin Jackson and presenter Mikita Oliver.
Oh.
Experience life in a pottery factory, a rubbish dump, a coaching inn, and a workhouse.
Easy life.
Workhouse. The show will air later this year. A spokesman said, "This is living history, complete with rats, poo, and rotting meat."
But only for 24 hours.
And a Winnebago round the corner so they can go and have a cup of tea. Well, I mean, they do these. There was one that I started watching and I thought, oh, this is quite good. And it was a family living in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was quite good, but you know there's a camera crew there, and okay, but so they're living in the 70s, and they've got like an Atari and a really chunky old telly, and the telly breaks
Rich,
down.
then.
Well, yeah, and the telly breaks down, and someone comes and fixes it. And
they
then,
didn't have a power cut and had to do the toast on the fire
I think
like
they
we
had
did.
a power cut. They had a power cut, and then 10 minutes into it, they go, right, well. That's 5 hours gone, so we're going to jump forward 3 years. And so every 5 hours they jump forward like 3 years. So by the end they were in 1990.
So there's a lot of scene.
Yeah, and then so someone would turn up with like a Spectrum. It was rubbish.
That's just a.
Why do we pretend that people are living in the? What? I hate life.
When would you want to live in?
Now?
What olden times would you want to live in?
Yesterday?
What really olden times would you want to live in?
I don't know, 2015? That's now, isn't it?
That's now.
Cool.
Hey, you know the telly that you don't like?
Yeah.
I've thought of a phone in off the back of this story.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Stuff you've seen done on telly and thought you'd have a go at.
Oh, yeah.
Full marks for honesty to William Shatner. Best known for playing Captain Kirk in Star Trek, the actor, 83, also starred as a police officer in the 1980s hit series
T.J. Hooker.
T.J. Hooker.
With Romano.
In Hooker, there were a lot of cars I could slide off, says Shatner, recalling some of his action scenes. One day, some guys cut up my daughter's car, so I got out and yelled at them, and they said, "What are you going to do about it?" I briefly thought I would do one of those stunts where I slid off the car, but then I knew I'd fall down and hurt myself, so I talked my way out of it. Stuff you've seen done on the telly and you had a go at.
Oh, wait, they won't call. They don't call anymore.
Have you ever gone in through the window? Dukes of Hazzard style?
No, I've
Come
not done that.
on.
I've not done that. When I used to watch 24 a lot, I would watch it so much that I would spend my life pretending I was Jack Bauer, and I would do mundane things. This is true. I do mundane things like going to the dump, but in the style of Jack Bauer.
Oh.
So
How would you do that?
Just like, I'd be on my phone a lot, and I'd be like suspiciously carrying the rubbish.
You'd have someone saying, "You're not really going to do this, are you, Jack?"
I do all that rubbish. Listen,
Right.
These are the McCartney songs we got queued up. This is nice.
Twiddly, yeah.
Twiddly McCartney.
Oh.
Wobbly McCartney. Rocky
Swanky
McCartney.
yeah.
Don't know this one.
Bangy McCartney.
No. Oh, and Flamenco McCartney.
Oh.
It's between them.
Which way are you going to swing?
I think... Mate. Oh, I think I've got an idea. Girls,
What's your idea?
one of those songs.
I've got an idea.
Yeah, go on.
Ip Dip Do.
We'll do it in a bit. Oh, we could do it now? No, we haven't got time to do it now.
Do you want me to mash them all together?
No, I do not.
I could put them.
No, I do not want you to do that.
To play it at the same time.
I do not want you to do that.
Why aren't you looking at me when you?
I am looking at you. Do not do that.
You're looking at me at the side of your eye.
Do not do that.
That's really weird.
Do not do that. I feel sorry for people that've got a lazy eye. There's so much they can do.
What are you
these
looking at me
days.
for?
Do they know?
What do they see?
That's what I want to know.
What do they see? There is a reason. My eyes are a little bit googly, but there is a reason that we look ahead. Okay, we see in 3 dimensions. We can measure depth and all of those things. But if you're looking inwards or outwards, what the hell are you seeing?
I can't do cross eyes.
No, nor can I.
I found out after years of making them the central point of my funny faces.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, "What are you doing there?" And it turns out I wasn't doing cross eyes. I was just doing a kind of wobbly stare thing.
I can't do cross eyes.
But I have got a bit of a... When my eye gets tired, the left one does leave a little bit.
Where does it go?
To the side a little bit.
If you're you're afflicted by this, and it is an affliction, although they can do so much these days. With
They do
surgery.
loads. I know people have had their eyes popped out.
Yeah, they
with
do.
a spoon.
And they tighten the muscle up with like a little screwdriver.
They do. But when we were kids, they would put a patch on, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But what do you see? 08459 455.
I know what they see. I bet they see fuzzy.
Ah, dearie me. Oh, look, let's have some of this.
Travel news for beds, cards, and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In East Hyde on Lower Harpenden Road, there's been an accident at Chiltern Green Road, so the police have closed that between East Hyde and New Mill End. On the M1 southbound, it's looking very slow from junction 11 for Dunstable Road to 9 for Redbourne, and on the M25 anti-clockwise, it's very slow from junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for Watford, and also it's looking very busy between junction 17 for Maple Cross and 16 for the M40. Samantha Breff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 6:45. It is Tuesday, I believe, the 24th of February. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles, and a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk. Let's get the weather. Here's Kate.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. This morning we may have one or two showers, but to be honest, I think they've all disappeared overnight. It's been quite wet and gusty and blustery overnight, but gradually this wind is going to start to ease. We should get some nice sunny spells today and mostly dry. Temperatures getting up to around 8 Celsius later on. I'm feeling rather pleasant in the sunshine and the lighter wind. Overnight, chilly at first as we've got no cloud, but then some milder air introduced from the west brings with it cloud and also some outbreaks of rain through the early hours of tomorrow morning. Keeps temperatures above zero though, and towns and cities actually up at about 3 or 4. So a mild start to Wednesday. The rain will clear fairly quickly tomorrow morning. Some bright spells, but then the cloud increases through the afternoon. But we are hanging on to the milder air. So the maximum temperature tomorrow getting up to 10 Celsius. And that's your forecast.
Tomorrow morning, I'm continuing my series of hot seats on the JVS show.
If you're going to build an incinerator, why would you build it in a town that's struggling to get itself refurbished and back in the game, like Hatfield?
Conservative Party chairman and MP for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, takes his place in the chair.
I can rule out we're not going to do pacts and deals with UKIP.
And you can put your question to him right now. Email jvsshow@bbc.co.uk or text on 81333. Start your text with 3CR.
The people that I'd really like to hear from are the people using the NHS.
Grant Shapps in the JVS hot seat. Tomorrow morning from 9, here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Free
No problem, sir.
Well, Dealey's like we're dealing behind the scenes. Behind the scenes with Justin Dealey.
Hey, boss, I tell you what, some very interesting stuff coming in already. At 6:05 this morning, you're talking about bogus Islamic charities raising funds in Luton to fund criminal activities. I thought, is this true? Lots of stories coming in on the streets already. People saying that they're being asked for money purely because of their religion, and they're being told no reasons whatsoever about where that money will be going to.
Oh, blimey.
Interesting stuff.
Well, thanks for calling, caller. So tomorrow, Justin, we're doing bands that sing songs about themselves.
Yes.
Hey Hey with the Monkeys.
Yes, yep.
One in the Middle by Manfred Mann. Ant Music by Adam Ant.
Ant Music.
Sorry? Did you slip on some ice?
No.
Anything else?
Not for the time being. I heard you talking about this earlier. There must be hundreds of them, but I think a lot of them would have been as part of the lyrics, not actually as part of the song title. Are you with me?
Yeah, but we were allowing that, aren't we?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't understand your beef.
No, but I'm just saying I need to think. I need to sit down in my office.
You need to Google.
I need to close that door. I need to concentrate because there must be hundreds of them.
You can't close your office door. Oh, you mean the stationery
serial
cupboard.
killer office room? Yes.
Here's a good story. This is nuts, right? Because I buy any old rubbish, and you saw me eyeing up some 16mm film, didn't you? On on eBay, which I've not got eBay anymore. I've cancelled my eBay,
and then he tried to make me get it.
I didn't try to make you get it. I just thought it would be nice for you to buy it for me because I'd really like it. Anyway, here's something. This is a bit creepy. Right. A few precious drops of blood. Taken from Sir Winston Churchill in hospital have emerged for sale 53 years later.
Wow.
The sample was collected in 1962 after the former Prime Minister, who once delivered a speech offering blood, toil, tears and sweat, broke his hip. The file has now been offered for auction.
Gosh.
I know what we do with this.
Duke's Auctioneers of Dorset have put an estimate of £300 to £600. Are they going to clone him?
To be fair, that's good value for money.
That's all right, actually. If it's 300 quid, do you know what? If you're in a shop and there's a file of blood and you go, well, 300 quid, that's a bit steep. Yes, sir, but it is Sir Winston Churchill's.
Yeah, I think I'll buy it for that
I would go
as an
for
investment.
that.
Yeah.
As an investment?
Yeah, definitely. Somebody would want to buy that for more money. I guarantee you, somebody somewhere would have that for a couple of grand.
I would have that, actually.
Do you want to go 50-50 on it?
I get it at weekends, do I? You're pulling a face, Kath.
I just don't get it. I don't get what I suppose it's just the acquisitive nature of, I'd say, primarily men.
Yeah, blokes like
collecting
facts
stuff.
and figures.
I want to have that thing because it's available.
Yeah, so
a piece of history, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a bit of someone that you don't know.
It's not for me personally, but I can understand why somebody would be interested to have that in their home and actually show off and say, hey, look what I've got. I've got Churchill's blood here.
I own bits of other people, but there'd be people I know, like, I've got some teeth. I've got some hair.
Yeah.
I kind of draw the line at teeth and hair.
Yeah. Guys, where are we going with this one?
Sorry, I'm tweeting abuse to Harry Styles.
Why? What's he done to you?
But I'm doing it in Japanese, mate.
Clever guy.
Yeah. Doing it in Japanese, mate, isn't it?
So what are you saying?
Can't say it on the radio.
Come on, translate it, come on.
Well, I can't translate it, mate.
Okay. Can you tell me later?
Yeah, definitely.
Great
definitely.
stuff. Great stuff.
Fun times.
So what are we going to do with dealing?
I've got nothing for deals this morning. I'm spent force.
What
Giant
about,
fish, boy falling.
What body bits are you keeping?
Noisy swingers.
We done
Noisy swingers?
Sorry?
What's that story?
Oh, caravan park.
Yeah, there's a caravan. Do you want to do this one, Kath? You seen this one?
I've seen it, but I can't remember it.
What, do you want to read it?
Someone got told not to do that in a caravan park because it was too loud.
There you go. There.
Okay. A swingers club has been I can't do it, turns out. A swingers club has been ordered to get rid of its sleepover caravans after locals complained about excessive noise. The Eureka Naturist Club...
Eureka!
...hosts naked sports during the day and adult parties at night.
Music.
The Private Members Club, which... Oh, no. Have you seen where it is?
No, it's not here, is it? It's not Spielplatz.
In Penniswood.
Oh, hang on a second.
This is a joke, isn't it? What day is it?
I don't know. Justin, what do you reckon?
Music.
All right,
It
fella.
gets worse. It gets worse.
Music.
It's in Penniswood.
If you play that backwards, it says Paul is dead.
Music.
Yeah.
Penniswood in the village of Forkham.
Come on. Yep.
Near Sevenoaks in Kent, offers 8 static caravans for members who want to sleep over after a party. But Forcombe Parish Council said it's received complaints about excessive noise and passers-by being exposed to naked people. Council Chairman Lawrence Moss added, because the parties go on to the early hours, there's considerable potential for people living nearby to have problems.
Hey.
The council also said that the £50 a night caravans were set up on Greenbelt land without permission.
£50 a night?
That old chestnut. It's because it's on Greenbelt land, it's just not...
£50 a night? For a caravan? That's the noise I'd make if I were... Yes, I'd like one of your caravans, please. That'd be £50. That's the noise that'll be going on in my head. Got nothing for you, Just.
OK, boss.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'll make something happen.
What about have you ever been...
make something up.
What about have you ever been naked in a caravan?
Well, I've been naked in a caravan. Who hasn't been naked in a caravan?
I tell you what, I don't get caravans at all. I think they're fun when you're kids, but the fact that you've got to play Hunt the Bed, no, not good. Can you find anybody out there, Just, who likes caravans?
Yeah, no worries, boss. That's cool. OK, cheers.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Penniswood.
Oh, come on, Forcombe. I don't want to be in the Daily Mail again, for crying out loud.
Well, that was in the Daily Mail. They writ it.
I don't want to be in it again. Give me the... oh, no, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, there's this weird story of... you see this police dog who's retired? Do you see this?
No. Is it Hooch?
No, it's not Hooch. It's K9. A police dog, last walks of K9 police hero, dying police dog judge...
Oh, don't.
He's given a 100-strong guard of honour as he takes one final walk with his devastated handler.
Oh.
With his favourite training sleeve clamped firmly in his jaws. Oh, no. I didn't read this. He steps proudly into the vet's surgery.
Oh, God.
Many officers and staff were in tears as they saluted the heroic German Shepherd before he was put to sleep.
Oh. So what we're going to do? Dead dogs call me now?
No, I didn't realise it was quite so tragic. I thought he was being retired. But why would you...
permanently.
Why would you salute a dog? I salute the rabbit sometimes, but that's just to wind it up.
You don't salute the rabbit, you swear at the rabbit quite
I swear at the rabbit, but I salute it. I do salute animals. Magpie. It started with magpies, but now I salute the rabbit.
That magpie thing's a load of nonsense.
Good morning, Benji! I do that. Good morning, Benji! You little so-and-so!
Private Benjamin.
Private Benjamin! I do, but, OK, well, what animals have you ever saluted? There we go.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In East Hyde, there's been an accident on Low and Harpenden Road at Chiltern Green Road, so it's being closed at the moment by the police between East Hyde and New Mill End. On the A1 Great North Road southbound, it's starting to get busy from the St Neots Junction towards the Black Cat roundabout through the roadworks. And on the A1 Watford Way, that's very busy from the Apex corner towards Mill Hill Circus. The M1 southbound reports that it's been partially blocked by a broken down vehicle between junction 13 for Bedford and 12 for Flitwick. And the M25 anti-clockwise is very slow from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 16 for the M40. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Coming up, more bits and pieces. But first of all, from me, a wee.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: claim of bogus Islamic charities in Luton, horses dying on Hertfordshire A Road, and Leon Briggs Memorial could be removed.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. That's the claim of Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood, who says some of them are using aggressive tactics. More from Tony Fisher.
The MP's comments follow the publication of a report into unregulated fundraising targeting the Muslim population in Bradford. Bedford. Its author, Hannah Stewart, from the think tank the Henry Jackson Society, agrees this is also going on in other parts of the country. She says Muslims are being taken advantage of because of their generous cultural attitude towards giving.
A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles. The animals are left to graze illegally on private land, but in winter their food supply runs out and they either starve or wander onto the busy road looking for food. Lynn Myland is from the Herts branch of the British Horse Society.
At this time of the year, it's got worse. We've got overbreeding and overgrazing. Horses are dying around us and escaping onto our roads, which is really dangerous. Obviously, the horses' welfare is a big issue, but also the public that are driving on these roads that potentially are in danger of hitting these horses.
A second man has been arrested in connection with an inquiry into alleged child abuse at a Catholic boys' home in Bedfordshire. The 72-year-old man from Bedford was arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting 4 children at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford. A 79-year-old man from Norfolk has been re-arrested on suspicion of 6 sexual and 14 physical assaults. The 2 men have been released on police bail until April. The Conservative MP, Sir Malcolm Rifkind, is coming under pressure to step down as chairman of the Intelligence and Security Committee. Sir Malcolm was secretly filmed saying he could arrange useful access to British ambassadors, but denies doing anything wrong. A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed. The memorial, which is made up of flowers, mementos and pictures, has been deemed a security risk by police. More from Matt Lockwood.
39-year-old Leon Briggs died in November 2013 after being detained under the Mental Health Act. In the months after his death, the memorial became a place for family and friends to gather and pay their respects. Police say a review has recommended removing the tributes as they pose a security risk. The Justice for Leon campaign group says it's an insensitive move and some kind of memorial must remain in place.
Researchers in London have shown for the first time that eating peanut products early in life can prevent young children from becoming allergic to them. International allergy specialists have described the results as striking and compelling. In sport, Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham, and MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli has pledged to return to help the club win promotion from League One after being ruled out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury. The weather mostly dry with some sunny spells this morning, but the chance of a shower this afternoon, a maximum temperature 8 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Thank you, Simon. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Coming up, bogus charities, fly-tipped GGs, and Justin Dealey's.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
And if anybody can do, we're going to give a prize to the person who does the best impression of this.
Music.
So if you can do Justin Dealey slipping on the ice, you could win up to £1 million.
We've had some suggestions for bands, songs singing about bands.
Oh yeah, band songs singing about bands.
About bands. Madness by Madness, says Linda.
Oh, okay.
And another Who song, Who's Better, Who's Best?
Now, someone else said that. I just don't know that. I mean, a lot of Townsend songs are vaguely autobiographical. I've just read the lyrics of that. It doesn't mention the Who once.
What does it mention?
It mentions T-Rex. Doesn't mention the Who. It doesn't. No, so no, I'm not having that at all.
Well, Al Simon says Motorhead, we are Motorhead.
Well, the odds
Can you
of us
playing that.
Yeah, the odds of us playing Motorhead on BBC Three Counties Radio. Well, they're higher than they were a couple of years ago.
Well,
still very, very slow.
Grumpy Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Just 1 banana, 2 banana,
3 banana, 4 banana, make a bunch and soda many more.
I didn't like those banana splits. I didn't like that one with the big grin.
And of course, the English version of the banana splits was Animal Quackers. Do you remember Animal Quackers?
Yeah.
Bungo, Rory, Twang and Boots.
I remember that.
They were good, them. I used to have their album as a kid.
I've got a thing about mascots. I don't like them.
They're not mascots, mate. They're a rock band from another planet that just look like giant mascots.
Yeah, dressing up people. Don't like it.
Bungo, Rory. Well, the modern equivalent of that, of course, is
Teletubbies.
No.
Oh, Zingzillas.
Zingzillas.
Don't like them.
They'd have some good guests on there.
Yeah, I know, but they're ugly.
Doesn't matter. They have some good guests on there.
I don't like. You can get rid of. If I was going to get rid of something from the planet, obviously,
I get rid of
famine,
pandas,
hunger, and all that stuff.
Pandas.
Once we've sorted out famine, hunger,
and
racism,
dolphins,
and that,
get rid of those slackers.
I would definitely do dressing up people. Because I could do without, frankly.
Zingzillas. They're great. They had The Darkness on once.
Yeah.
They had a fella playing a saxophone. They had a barbershop quartet. They had some Chinese people on there singing. They have everybody on there.
Why don't they just get those people on and not have the dressing up people?
Mate, it really does offend me sometimes. 08459 455 555. We're just meandering our way through the show this morning. Now, a Birmingham MP says that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in many areas with strong Muslim populations, including Luton. Labour's Khalid Mahmood says that some are using aggressive tactics to obtain money to fund criminal and terrorist activities. Well, Khalid Mahmood joins me now. Good morning, Khalid.
Morning.
What made you decide to speak about this?
Well, I've been working with the Charity Commission chairman, Sir William Shawcross, looking at some of these issues. Where there is a history of this sort of funding happening, and we need to sort of try and resolve what these people are doing and how they're doing it. There were a number of people in Birmingham who were using the so-called acting as a charity, then ended up being arrested. The four of them in Birmingham that ended up going to Bradford to try and fight with people or do whatever with the EDL march, but they only turned up too late by the time they got there and arrested on the way back. And so there are a number of people that are doing this in different types of charities, some allegedly sort of supporting people in Syria, but raising funding without any accountability or transparency.
So let's do it. There's going to be two issues here, Kelly. The first one is, are they using aggressive tactics to get the money?
Well, so some of them are, because they purporting themselves to be more genuine Muslims than anybody else. They use fairly aggressive tactics, knocking on people's windows if they're driving past, and particularly if you're a female and you're driving past and you tend to have children in the car, you tend to be quite frightened by them, and they sort of shake the bucket in front of you and tap the windows. And you get quite intimidated, so you put money in just to move on from it, especially if you're stuck in traffic on some of these main roads. That tends to happen. And that's been going on quite significantly. And they're also intimidating when they're outside mosques and saying that, this is a true Muslim cause, and you've got to be able to do this.
So they're using aggressive tactics, and then the money for some of these charities, not all of them, but some of them is going to rather suspicious people. What kind of things do we think it's funding?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I need to make clear there are a lot of there are very good registered charities, Muslim charities, who do the right sort of work that we want them to do, and they're properly registered and properly audited, and so we understand what's going on. But there are some of these people without the right credentials who are doing it either to raise money for themselves to have unlawful activity, or to be sending it across to people that are already there. To further perpetuate their being able to carry out acts of terrorism.
Why? Well, if you know this is happening, then surely the police must know this is happening. So why can't they go and arrest these dodgepots?
Well, this is what I'm trying to do. They have to go through a process where the Charity Commission and the police need to work together to be able to do that. And I said that's why I've been discussing this with the Charity Commission, so we can move forward on this.
Khalid, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much indeed. That's Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood, who's looking into this. We're joined now by Safian Sadiq. Good morning, Safian. You're from Luton and you've raised money for Syria legitimately. What do you think about what Khalid just said?
Hi, Ian. I think you have to look at it twofold, because I think one is a pure criminal act, which is bogus charities with no registration, shaking a bucket on a road without a permit to be there. That should be tackled by the police. It shouldn't require the police to be working with the Charity Commission. It should be, let's go there, let's arrest these people, because they're fundamentally stealing money of people because they're not registered to take that money. The other issue is looking at registered charities and then looking at the safeguards and the governance structures that the Charity Commission has in place for these charities. Why are these charities being allowed to have a certified registration, which to a typical donor on the street means that is an accreditation to say, I can donate to them. I think the onus there should be Khalid working with the likes of the Charity Commission to say they need to step up their game, and cutting down on their workforce and the work that they're doing is not the right way to go about it.
These people are harming you, aren't they? these people that are collecting money aggressively and for nefarious methods. People will hear that, well, they'll hear it today, and if they see you shaking a bucket, they might think twice, mightn't they?
I think it's doing genuine harm to the Syrian people, in fact, because the need in Syria is greater than it's ever been. People need the money out there. They're going through a tough winter in Syria at the moment, and there are genuine charities around Britain, like Khalid pointed out. But these charities will now suffer because donors will think twice, but donors will be apprehensive about donating because of the bogus charities that exist out there, and those that are actually going against their own constitution and the Charity Commission in the way that they operate.
Well, how will you... I mean, how do you... If you're questioned, Sofian, as to what the money you're collecting for goes to, how can you, appear to be honest and put forward that your intentions are good?
I think the first thing is going with a reputable charity, ensuring that the charity you're with is registered and the governance structures within that charity are transparent and open for everyone to see. The second thing is, I think the breakdown of the pound. How is that pound spent in terms of when that money goes to Syria, what is it being spent on? Is it going on administration or is it actually going out to Syria? And thirdly, looking at the partners and the way that pound will actually travel to Syria. What are the partner agencies and charities you're working with in Syria, because it's very, very unlikely that all the charities that are raising money in the UK can actually go out there and operate and do this themselves. One of the things that we took the liberty of doing in Luton was to actually follow that pound that we raised and made sure that we saw firsthand how that was being spent, and actually took part in volunteering in the spending of that money out there in Syria. And that shouldn't be something that everyone should have to do. There should be a level of trust, and that's where the Charity Commission comes in, and the work that they do needs to really step up.
Sofian, good to talk to you. Thanks very much, Sofian Sadiq from Luton, who's raised a lot of money for Syria. He's been out there to provide aid work. 08459 455 555.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Seriously, Benedict Cumberbatch must be gutted, mustn't he?
Why?
Well, he was up for the Oscar, wasn't he? And he was probably odds-on favourite until Redmayne just kind of snuck in at the last minute with, not using slightly offensive language on an American chat show, and B, doing a better film.
Do you think that counted against him?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Don't you think they'd already voted by then?
No, I don't know. Could they have done? No, the voting they'll do.
They
surely
know all this stuff in advance.
No.
That's why they work out the seating plans.
Okay. Well, I bet
if you're next to the bogs, you know you've not won.
Table maths, isn't it? We've experienced.
We played that game.
Yeah, but Benedict Cumberbatch, I reckon he was a shoo-in, and then that whole coloured people thing. I reckon that got him knocked down a few points.
Oh.
They went, we'll go with Redmayne. But he must be gutted, Cumberbatch, because they're all like mates, because they're all toffs together, all go around, wearing their top hats and, going to capes and balls and things like that. And then he sees Redmayne sneak in and get it. Gutted.
So you think someone was watching that and went, oh, no, we've got to get ourselves another posh guy.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this Redmayne?
Who's this Redmayne guy?
He was quite good in that film, though, wasn't he?
I'm never going to watch it. And also, there is a thing, isn't there? If you play someone with a disability...
Yes. Or you lose a lot of weight.
Or you lose a lot of weight, or you put on a lot of weight, or you black up.
No, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
You don't do that anymore? OK. But if you play someone with a disability, you're a shoe-in for an Oscar award. And that was Benedict should have played... there was the fella that he played... The Enigma, the brain code man.
Oh, Alan Turing?
Yeah, he should have played him with, like a gammy foot or something. Or a wonky eye. Should have just thrown in a little something to get a bit more of the American vote. Cold but true, mate. Cold but true.
It is cold.
But true.
It's very cold.
But very true.
But quite cold.
But also, I think you'll find, quite true.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In East Hyde, Lower Harpenden Road is still closed at Chiltern Green Road because of an accident between East Hyde and New Mill End. On the A40 Western Avenue in Denham, it's looking very busy from the Denham roundabout towards the M25, and the M25 anti-clockwise looking very slow from junction 21 for the M1 towards junction 19 for Watford. The A1M southbound is also looking very busy on the speed sensors between junction 8 for Stevenage and 7 for the A602, and the M1 southbound, that's all cleared now between junction 13 for Bedford and 12 for Flitwick after the vehicle broke down earlier and caused some queues. Samantha Breff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
You know it. 7:16, it's Tuesday the 24th of February. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
You wait till you see what we've got coming up next, if you can.
Every weekday from 3.
Let's talk about your story. They're little globules of it's chocolate. What is that sticking out of that?
That's the abdomen of the ant.
Roberto Perroni.
Film critic Richard Fitzwilliams, welcome to the programme. Richard, will you be watching Rambo 5?
They are unsubtle, they are silly, and they do not appeal.
Overweight people are being ignored, humiliated and insulted on a regular basis.
When you're in the supermarket, people watching what you're picking up and passing comments.
Can I ask you, Claudette, what does it cost to have a cycle of IVF when you decide, well, I have to have children?
It all totalled to nearly £25,000. When you're in such a low and desperate place, you'll do anything.
Roberto Perroni on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Why were we talking about the lazy eye? By the way, can I just say, I'm trying to do a thing every day, a gratitude list, right? Where you are grateful for 3 things.
Yeah.
Do it before you go to bed. It kind of helps with your whole psychology and stuff. So
1, working with Kath. 2, working with Kath. 3, working with Kath. You're welcome.
No, you do. You see the one, it's my kids. 2, I had a really nice supper, and 3, I got a root, whatever.
Got a root canal.
All 3 today of my gratitude list are Rita Ora's outfit for the Oscars.
It's less an outfit, more...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, generally in fashion...
She's wearing a net curtain.
Yeah, in classy dressing, it's either legs or boob, isn't it? I mean, she's showing legs, boob and bum.
And whoops-a-daisy, everything is on. Anyone
would think she only had a tiny part in a rubbish film.
My gratitude list is Rita Ora's dress for the Oscars. We can do that. What are you grateful for today? It's a nice thing. Kelly Betts.
I'm grateful that a band that we've been supporting on introducing their album has gone straight in at number 27 in the official album chart.
Name the band.
Room 94.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a great thing, you see.
That's amazing.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a nice vibe. And we'll get... Justin, you can go and do this, actually. This might... If you feel like it. It's up to you, boss. Things you're grateful for. Catherine, what are you grateful for today?
I ain't got anything.
What?
No, I've got nothing.
Come on!
Hey, what about this?
No. How about this?
No.
This?
No.
Grateful that you've got a nice job and you get to work with your mates. Seriously?
OK.
After this, you go and work in Spa, don't you?
With my mates, Kenny and Joan.
That was the joke, mate. OK, grateful that you...
Oh, don't. I'm having a miserable day today, so...
No, I know you are, Gayle. I know, so this is why this is the best time to do a gratitude thing.
All right, let me have a think about it. I can give you attitude, but I don't know about gratitude.
Hey.
Whoa! Hey.
Hey.
I'm being mounted.
Steady.
Bye, Kelly.
Grateful for those gorgeous little girls.
One of them's me.
Three gorgeous little girls in your life. Your 2 daughters and Bets. Hey, Manu.
Hey!
What are you grateful for, Manu?
I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful that we live in such a brilliant age of,
And there's a good one. He's grateful that we live in a brilliant age. He's right. It is a brilliant age.
I'm 37. That's not brilliant.
No, Manu, I was in a toy shop yesterday with the kids, right?
I love toy shops.
I was fingering a robot. Seriously, there was a robot there, and I was. My children live in a world where I can look at a robot in a toy shop.
You had to mention robots.
Why?
I bought some robot fish last week. Do you know what happened? They sunk like stones.
Oh, Catherine.
I had to take them back. And she didn't believe me. And she got a bucket out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And demonstrated the fish in front of me. And they floated. She said, oh, they float. I went, yeah, but they're robot fish. They're supposed to swim. They're floating. I might as well just bought a duck.
You can get floaters anywhere.
Exactly. I didn't buy floaters. I bought robo-fish.
Well, Manu, you're right. We live in a wonderful age, and that's a great one. What have you called in for, Manu?
Well, I wanted to talk about the lazy eye thing. You guys are wondering what people with lazy eyes actually see.
Have you got a lazy eye?
No, I'm a junior doctor. So
Oh, okay. Hey, fantastic.
What the heck are you listening to this for?
I listen to you guys every day on my way to work. I live in Northampton and I drive to Oxford, and you guys really make my drive quite brilliant. I'm grateful for you guys, actually.
Hey, Manu! I'm grateful that you're a doctor. I'm grateful that you're learning how to save lives. He might save my kids one day.
All right, fair enough. I'm feeling a twinge of gratitude.
Yeah, I'm grateful that he's putting in so much work. I mean, fair play, doctors do mess around a lot, but he's putting in a lot of work for us. I'm
worried that we're putting him off and that you should be thinking about better things.
No. I'm great. Every day at my work is a blessing. That's what I do.
Man, listen, you sound very spiritual, Manu. Listen, so what? Okay, so people with lazy eyes, if their eyes look inwards, what do they see?
Well, this is the thing. The brain is a beautifully plastic organ, and it can adapt and make up for a lot of different things. You could, if you wear an eye patch for a week, the eye that you're seeing with will adjust and make up. I mean, you won't have 3D vision like you correctly pointed out. But you will, you'll have a good field of view. And similarly, when you have a lazy eye, your brain takes what it can and makes the most of it, and you get a decent field of view.
So you can still see stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you're right, because sometimes it's...
No. If it's really bad, then the brain says, we're not having any of that, and cuts off whatever it's seeing with the lazy eye if it's too confusing.
Because sometimes you see one eye going to the shops and the other one coming home with the change, don't you?
Yeah, in that case, the eye that's at the shops, per se, isn't really seeing anything.
Wow. Hey, Samantha, how far are you into your... so you're a junior doctor. What does that mean exactly? Are you still training?
Well, no, so the way it works, once you pass medical school, you do 1 year as an FY1 where you're sort of provisionally registered with the GMC, and then in your second year, you're fully registered with the GMC, and you're sort of polishing up your training, and that's where I am.
Okay. Are you American?
No, Ian, I've spoken to you about this when you worked with Absolute Radio.
Oh, flipping heck.
It's a long story, and you're going to end up singing that Pradesi song to me. So.
Oh, no, I'm not that predictable. Have I been doing the act for that long?
You have another hit that you can...
listen.
No.
No, I've done... All right, listen. Then I'm never singing another Indian pop song ever again, guys.
I'm so grateful.
How about this? For once and for all, let's both sing it together. You ready?
Yeah, go on. Perdesi, Janana, hey. Manu, thank you very much. That's that one in the box. Let's bury it as a time capsule. It's never getting used again.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC
I like that.
Three Counties Radio.
He was good, wasn't he? What are you grateful for? We don't normally do nice stuff because we're quite cynical and miserable. But because we are feeling miserable and tired, now's the perfect time to do a gratitude list.
OK, all right. Admittedly, I'm grateful for the kids.
You say it so begrudgingly.
It's just my tone of voice.
I'm grateful for the kids.
I'm grateful for the kids and my family.
I tell you what.
I've got, my job's all right.
No, I tell you what. Family, kids and health, we're not allowing them. They're verboten. Unless you do something really interesting, it's verboten.
Well, this is interesting.
Well, it's not.
Well, it's not to you.
Well, 08459 455 555 is the phone number. What are you grateful for? Now, last autumn, we reported that the problem of illegal fly grazing of horses in Hertfordshire along the A414 was at crisis point, with 40 horses having been removed from the busy arterial road after being hit by vehicles. Well, 6 months on, and the British Horse Society says things have not improved. Lynn Myland is chair of the Hertfordshire branch. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning, Ian.
So things haven't got any better. What has anything happened?
Yes, a lot has happened, and I think it's a very difficult time of year in the winter. There's not a lot of grass around. Horses stray through poor fencing or no fencing at all. There's a control of horses bill that's going through Parliament at the moment, which will really assist. I think at the moment there is no value in horses, and there are too many horses are being bred. We need to start controlling the breeding of horses. We've held two seminars.
There we go. It's very early in the morning, Lynn.
Yes. Two seminars over this period, and we've got another one in June, hopefully once the Control of Horses Bill is ratified. And we're working very closely with all the stakeholders. We had a huge turnout of 38 stakeholders at our last conference. And we have a good relationship with Herts County Council, Gypsy and Traveller team. I think trading standards need to use the legislation that's already there to implement checks on horse passports and microchips. There's a £5,000 fine if you don't have a equine passport or your horse isn't microchipped.
And is that? It would appear that in these situations that's not being enforced.
It's not being enforced. No. We've held with Herts Constabulary, the Royal Operational Support Team, trading standards, Gypsy section, RSPCA. We've held some horse health days, which has been predominantly along the A414 this year. And they've been pretty successful, and trading standards have attended those. But we need to have more checks on all stables and all areas where horses are to make sure that those horses can be identified, and if they stray or if their welfare needs, which are great at this time of the year, need addressing, then we know who the owner of those animals are, and often they aren't known, and those horses stray, they're put back into a field.
What I don't get, Lynn, is surely horses are a fairly valuable commodity, aren't they? I don't get why people would do this.
Well, they're not. Some horses obviously are. A racehorse is a valuable commodity, but this type of pony, there are far too many of them. They will go, if they're seized, at the moment with the legislation we have, they go to a market. Often they're not sold because they're in poor condition. Yeah. They might get sold for £10. Oh. They then go back through the system. They're poor little souls, really. The people that walk this corridor of the A414, and in fact in Hertfordshire, where there are rights of way, and see these animals often suffering. Some of them have hay on a regular basis, but there are a lot that are really, really neglected. And I think the landowners, I know you've spoken to Lafarge already, but the landowners really do need to take responsibility and manage their land. Either allow horses to graze on their land with a licence or not. Fence them in or fence them out. But
one of the people we have heard from says that from Lafarge is that the land is getting broken into. They put fences up and people just open the fences, cut down the fence and put their horses on. They can't be held responsible for that, can they?
Well, I think there's legislation that stands at the moment that if somebody trespasses on your land or enters into your house or breaks into your property, you can do something about that with the legislation. And I think that's where our seminars have helped. We've brought everyone together. We are now working together, supporting each other, really, and trying to improve things. Obviously, for landowners, it can be quite difficult to remove horses if each time somebody trespasses on your land, you put up a fence and it gets...
Well, yeah, if you don't... Because I got sympathy for both sides, but with the landowners here, because if you've got a fence and someone breaks it in and leaves 5 ponies there and you've got to pay to get... It's not your responsibility to look after them, is it? Particularly if you don't know who dumped them there.
No, exactly, and that's where trading standards, I think, and the horse passports and the microchips, because if they're not microchipped or well, obviously the scanner needs to identify if the horse belongs to somebody... and they can be removed, but the new legislation will help remove them a lot quicker. They will then be able to be passed over to a charity, or, let's hope not, but if they're in a real poor condition, euthanized. But at the moment, they have to go to a market and be sold, and that's where landowners have a really sticky problem. But they need to be proactive. If horses go on your land, you need to be proactive in putting up a notice saying remove these horses, not leave it for 6 months or so, and just leave them there suffering.
Lynn, it's a very sad story. Let's hope that if we talk again in 6 months, another 6 months, things have moved on significantly. It's a very sad story. Lynn Myland there, chair of the Hertfordshire branch of the British Horse Society.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Then there's been an accident between junction 5 for Stokenchurch and 4 for the High Wycombe Handycross roundabout. It's on the hard shoulder, but it is causing some queues. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's looking very slow from junction 21 for the M1 to 19 for Watford. And in East Hyde, Lower Harpenden Road is still closed in both directions at Chilton Green Road because of an accident. That's between East Hyde and New Mill End. It means that Luton Road in Harpenden is very busy southbound. It's very slow from the Luton Road towards the Station Road. And the A1 Great North Road, that's also looking very busy from the St Neots Junction towards the Black Cat roundabout through the roadworks. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30. I'm Simon Oxley. Bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. That's the claim of Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood. A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk. 2 men have been arrested and a further 2 people interviewed as part of an ongoing investigation into alleged child abuse at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford during the 1960s and 70s. And a Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham. The Hornets lost to promotion rivals Norwich on Saturday. Jokanovic says some players will lose their places.
We're gonna play with against different kind of the team. This situation gonna obligate us after the last game and after the opposite team what we're gonna front of us gonna obligate us a little bit move our structure and try find something a little bit different.
And you can hear full commentary on Watford versus Rotherham on tonight's Three Counties Sport from 7. MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli has pledged to return to help the club win promotion from League One after being ruled out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury. On loan Alli, who's being treated at new club Tottenham, has posted a message on Twitter to thank supporters for their best wishes. The Champions League continues tonight with Manchester City at home to Barcelona in the first leg of their last 16 tie. And FIFA is meeting today to decide when in 2022 the controversial World Cup in Qatar will take place, with November and December the likely months. West Indies opener Chris Gayle has become the first player in Cricket World Cup history to score a double hundred. Gayle was out for 215 as the Windies totalled 372 for 2 from their 50 overs against Zimbabwe. Gayle hit 16 sixes and 10 fours. And in rugby, the England fullback Mike Brown is a doubt for Sunday's Six Nations clash with Ireland after suffering a setback in his return from concussion. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 8.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow, I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we've paid Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Boom, shaka-laka-laka boom. This morning, gratitude list. It's a bit corny, it's a bit cheesy, but do you know what? It can give you a kick up the bum.
Snuffers says he's grateful for Angela Lansbury. I don't know why.
Here's another one we can do. People that have always been old.
Well, she wasn't in Bedknobs.
She was old in Bedknobs. We watched Bedknobs the other day, and boy, oh boy, isn't that an awful film? She was old in Bedknobs.
She wasn't old in Bedknobs.
She was old in Bedknobs.
She had old lady's hair. This is the problem.
Well, who else? There are other... Bruce Forsyth has always been old. Always been an old man.
He was born with wrinkles.
Yeah.
Dennis Norden.
Dennis Norden was... There's no such thing... And Frank Muir. Frank Muir. There's no such thing as a young Frank Muir or Dennis Norden photograph.
Dickie Davis.
You got Dickie Davis eyes. You like that one? You like that one?
I did like that one.
I got plenty more like that. 08459 455 555. So... Really random show today, and we're all feeling a bit tired, so we're faking
Speak for
it.
yourself.
Sorry?
I'm feeling alive.
Good.
I'm vibing hard.
Oh.
Okay. Well, blimey, don't vibe too hard, mate. You'll chafe. What are you grateful for? Old people that have always been old, and lazy eyes. What do those people see?
08459 455 555. I see you've glossed over you saw it on the telly, so you thought you'd have a go.
Well, I mean...
I think people will do stuff.
Did anyone
I got into trouble once. Do you remember the advert for, I think it was...
the Shake and Vac?
Rice Krispies.
Oh, yeah.
Where they had bowls on their heads and they were eating... They were on some sort of production line. And they put their bowls on their heads and they were eating their Rice Krispies off their heads.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I tried that as a kid. With hilarious consequences.
I never do anything I see on television because television is rubbish. I've never made those things I used to make on Blue Peter.
Never had the bits.
No one made those things. Saying that, actually, my boy, when we used to watch Mr. Maker, would want to make those things. And I say, yeah, we'll do it later, and then he'd forget.
My daughter pauses it every time and says, "Have we got any of that stuff?" Just to check. No, we never do.
Marlene's in Dunstable. Morning, Marlene.
Morning, Ian.
What you got for us, my dear?
I have got a lazy eye.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh, is it okay? You've learnt to live with it?
Yes.
What do you see?
I was born with it.
Can you see round corners?
No. I was under Moorfields, I had the drops and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They covered the good eye up, and after about 3 months, the sight came back in the lazy eye.
Yeah.
And then they'd take the patch off, and because my good eye was so strong, the lazy eye just stopped working again. So.
Oh no!
Yes.
So 3 months of looking like Dr. Hook, and then for no use whatsoever.
Yeah, no. So it didn't work. Anyway, it was never actually crooked. I never had a squint.
Right.
But if you have shock or trauma or anything, and I'm not going for the pity thing. My hubby died 21 years ago.
Oh, bless you.
And straight away, my lazy eye shot out.
What?
Not out of the eye socket.
Oh,
I mean,
blimey.
went to the outside of the eye.
So let me just get this right. So it had been lazy, but your husband passing, which is obviously very traumatic, that made it lazier.
No, the muscle weakened even more, and it went to the outside. And I volunteer up the Downs, up at the Gateway Centre that I love doing. Yeah. Sorry, a big hint. And I was talking to a little girl because I can talk a lot.
Oh, well, yes, we've noticed that, Marlene.
And I was talking to this little girl, and she didn't answer me, and the mum said, will you speak to that lady? I said, it's all right, my love, she's looking at my wonky eye. She didn't realise I was looking at her.
Do you get, because there is that thing, I'm glad you brought that up, I didn't want to, but you have that thing of, is she talking to me or you?
I know, yeah. And when I
you could make it easier for us by pointing to the person you're talking to. That just makes it...
I was going to America and had to change my passport. Well, with my glasses, it's not quite so noticeable, but you can't wear glasses in a passport.
Can't you?
Not on a passport.
No face furniture allowed.
But what if you wear glasses?
You're not even
not allowed.
You're not even allowed to have your fringe down, are you, Marlene?
No.
Really?
No. And when the passport, when I'd had my passport photograph taken,
yes.
I don't realise, but when I'm looking straight on, I'm not actually looking straight on because
you're looking backwards.
No, I'm going with my good eye, so my head is slightly turned. So it didn't look as if I was looking straight at the camera. So I said to the girl at the post office, I'm really worried about this. Do you know, Ian, I've never run your programme before, but I find you quite amusing.
Likewise.
No, I had to write a description of why I'm not looking straight at the camera. Is he all right? Catherine, is he all right?
I think he's just having a moment, Marlene.
Oh, Marlene, you've made me laugh. And did they because they are very, very strict with the passport photos?
Yeah, no, because I'd put a description of why it looked as if I wasn't looking straight at the camera. They accepted it.
Bless you. Marlene, you're that's such a wonderful first call. Do call again, won't you?
Oh, bless you, thank you. I tell you what, though, the only worry was, like, my son has got a slight lazy eye, and I said, please get the grandchildren checked, and luckily enough, they haven't inherited it.
They can do things with, because I remember there was a kid at my school who wore glasses. He had special glasses, but they can do things. Catherine, they pop the eye out, don't they?
My brother-in-law had it done when he was a kid. They started out with a patch that didn't work, and they did the thing. I believe I'm thinking the right person. Popped his eye out, tightened the muscle up or something, then put it back in.
I'm 70, so I mean, you know, they didn't do that in them days. But I did go to the hospital because I had a bit of a problem. And the guy, I was about 65, and the consultant said, Mrs. Thomas, we can actually straighten that eye for you. And I said, hang on a minute, at my age, I'm used to it. But when I spoke to the optician about it, she said a friend of hers had had that done, and it had given him double vision.
Oh, blood.
Oh, no.
You don't want that.
You've managed for this long.
Yes.
Stick with the wonky eye, Marlene, I think.
I do. I'm proud of my wonky eye.
Good for you.
I wear it with pride.
Good for Marlene. Thank you very much indeed. Well, what a great first call from Marlene.
I'm grateful for Marlene today. She's
I'm
really
grateful.
cheered me up.
That's made me. She's made me laugh. Well done, Marlene. You're an excellent sport. Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555 is the phone number. You don't see it as often as you used to, the wonky eye, which means they must be making great steps towards eradicating.
We had a teacher though, and it was always that she would tell one person off, and the whole class would wonder whether it was them. I mean, she wasn't looking anywhere near, and she must have known.
Yeah, oh, man.
She must have known.
I bet it's the last taboo, the wonky eye. Not allowed to laugh at fat people. Not allowed to laugh at ginger people. Yet we're still laughing at people who've got no control of their eyes.
Well, Marlene started it.
Yeah, she started it. Very old-fashioned. Have we got any texts?
Yeah, we have.
Go on then, let's have some texts.
Well, I mean, they were talking about those band songs, but I don't think they've quite got the hang of it. I don't know.
It's
not just having the band's name in the title.
We want band songs where they talk about the band. Here we come walking down the street. Hey, hey, we're the Monkeys, and people say we monkey around.
Yeah, so they're singing about themselves.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Manfred Mann.
Yeah.
This is the perfect example. Okay, right. This is what made me think of it yesterday. We were having a little disco in my bedroom. Me and the boys. A little boogie to the best of Manfred Mann on vinyl. A quid. Beautiful. Manfred Mann, the one in the middle. Okay. They name check the band members.
This is what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about. They either name check the band members or they say, hey, we are this band and this is what we do.
So Talk Talk by Talk Talk wasn't about Talk Talk,
was it? It's about the mobile phone company.
Colin, keep up. But what about the Stray Cats? Struck by the Stray Cats? I don't know that one.
Right. I don't think living in a box is about living in a box either.
No.
It's about living in a box.
Actually, in a box, which I wouldn't recommend as a lifestyle.
Well, some people have no choice.
Unless you're Diogenes of Thasos. He lived in a barrel.
I told you.
He eschewed all worldly things.
I've told you, Diogenes of Thasos is banned from this show, all right?
Why?
After the last time he called in.
You know what he did? If he was displeased with someone, he would demonstrate it by weeing. I
tell you what, if you've got a Diogenes of Thasos story, 08459 455 555. Beat that, BBC Suffolk.
Chew on that, everyone else.
I tell you what, we'll have the Manfred Mann song.
If he was really unhappy, he'd do number 2.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Catherine, you disgust me. We'll have the Manfred Mann song after a little bit of this.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M40 towards London, there's been an accident between junction 5 for Stoke-on-Church and 4 for the High Wycombe Handy Cross roundabout. It's now on the hard shoulder, but it is causing queues. The M25 anti-clockwise has queues between junction 17 for Maple Cross and 16 for the M40. In East Hyde, Lower Harpenden Road is still closed at Chiltern Green Road in both directions because of an accident, and that's also making it very busy on Luton Road southbound from Luton Road towards Station Road. And on the A1 Great North Road, that's looking very busy through the roadworks from the St Neots Junction towards the Black Cat roundabout. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice one. Thank you. 7:45, Tuesday the 24th of February. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk. And a Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 in the county. Let's get the weather. Here's Kate.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. We should have some decent spells of sunshine today, and that gusty, howling wind from last night will gradually start to ease. The maximum temperature today up to 8 Celsius. Now, overnight, clear at first, so chilly, but we'll have some milder air arriving from the west, which brings with it some cloud and further rain, I'm afraid, through the early hours of tomorrow morning and through to dawn. The minimum temperature, though, staying above zero, so a mild start to Wednesday, but some rain around first thing tomorrow. That will soon clear. We'll get some brighter spells, but we're not really going to ditch the cloud through much of tomorrow. It is going to be a rather grey day. The maximum temperature, though, still mild at 10 Celsius. And that's your forecast.
Every weekday morning.
Let me get on with your consumer problems.
Should I expect it to last as a £350 TV or a £250 TV?
Jonathan Vernon Smith.
Have you gone back to the retailer? I went and spoke to the company that you'd paid the money to.
The JVS Show fights for your rights and tackles your consumer problems.
So I emailed again and reminded them of the statutory rights, which I've heard in your programme.
If you need our help, email jvsshow@bbc.co.uk.
They've backed down and they have put in writing to me that I no longer owe the money.
And we could do the same for you.
That's fantastic news. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Your team is fantastic because you look after the people.
The JVS Show, weekdays from 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Having a dance to that jingle.
Call 08459.
Oh yeah.
555.
BBC
Three Counties Radio.
Yeah.
Can I just apologise to all lovers of Greek philosophy listening who were probably slapping their foreheads as I mixed up Diogenes of Corinth with Theogenes of Thassos, who of course was the boxer.
You're going to get a slap, Christian Grey style. Let's just hear what's happening on Radio 4 now, shall we?
Reporting there from Russia. The time is now 11 minutes to 8. Time for Thought for the Day. And with us in the studio this morning is the Reverend Joel Edwards.
Boy, oh boy, doesn't that sound dumb?
They're not talking about Greek philosophy.
Are they? They're talking about thinking for the day. I'll have none of that nonsense. So, songs about bands... Sorry? Would you? Are you having a production meeting?
Yeah, I need to do some...
Shall I turn the microphone off?
Yeah, just...
All right. So, songs by bands about themselves. This is what we're going to do tomorrow. Some of you haven't got it. This is a song by Manfred Mann that does it. It's not a very good song, but...
Let me tell you about the Manfreds.
You see, already they've named the band. He's named the band.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the Manfreds. We're in. But you are the Manfreds. What are you talking about, John Paul Jones? No, Paul Jones. John Paul Jones. What are you talking about, Paul Jones? Well, let's find out.
The music that they're putting down.
So we know they're a band. They're putting music down.
Why are they putting it down?
Well, let's find out.
I thought they should be playing it up.
They started to play one rainy day, and the people came from miles around. They didn't come for the rhythm.
Right, go on.
They didn't come for the beat. The people of the town came just to stand around and see the singer looking
Okay,
sweet.
they get more specific.
Mike Hunt plays the drums, yeah.
The drummer. The drummer's called Mike. Steady. Is that actually his name?
Yeah.
Is it really? Hang on. Drummer, Manfred.
Oh, no. It's Hug.
Mike Hug.
OK.
Phew. On we go.
Tom McGuinness lays it down on the bass.
Tom McGuinness is on the bass.
He lays it down on the bass.
There we go.
It says the diamond bass.
One in the middle sings, hey, diddle, diddle, cat. He's just a pretty face. They didn't come for the rhythm.
He's referring to himself as the one in the middle, yeah?
Yeah. He's singing. He's talking about himself. I don't think he mentions his name.
That'd be too big-headed.
In fact, the band is named Manfred Mann after the keyboard player is called Manfred Mann.
Is he?
The whole thing is... Here we go.
Couldn't have.
Are they related to the Brotherhood of Man?
No, mate.
Are they brothers?
No. The whole thing, the whole band is very self-aggrandising, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
Well, it really is. So this is what we want tomorrow. Songs by a band about themselves.
So can we tell off some texters then?
Yes, go.
Right, OK.
Name
Aaliyah,
and shame.
Aaliyah, what are you thinking?
Aaliyah didn't sing a song about a band.
She says, Will Smith names himself in Miami. He says, Will, we loved your last hit.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not a band.
it's a
Here we go.
woman's voice.
Shh.
Manfred Mann plays the organ. Mike Vickers plays guitar.
Clearly we like this bit.
And there's a geezer called Paul.
Here we go.
Who's so thin and
He's singing about himself now.
And so wants to be a star.
They didn't come for the rhythm. They didn't come for the beats.
Oh, no.
No.
The people of the town came just to stand around and
See the singer looking sweet.
We've also got a Diogenes text.
Yep.
Thank you very much to Janet of Cheshunt,
Yep.
who's in my Clever Club.
Yep.
She says she wonders whether that's where the expression to be off comes from. Because if you really annoyed him and he fired both barrels at you, then you could annoy him soon after and he'd be out of ammo. Then what? Diogenes.
Dennis.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dennis.
I read a little bit about that in the Mail yesterday.
About the what? Oh, yeah.
There's no way on God's earth that they could say you were a racist.
Well...
No, I totally disagree with them.
Well,
they didn't say it, did they? They just had a little...
I know they dig, but they're looking for something.
They're looking for something to have a pop at.
I object to them digging at him. I don't mind digging at him, but I don't want anybody else.
I bought 3 copies of the Mail yesterday. They'll all get used one way or another.
Well, it's you're in the dustbin at the moment, anyway.
Yes.
So. Anyway, horses.
Yeah.
I've got the perfect solution to these horses.
Yeah.
Buy one of my rocking horses. They never run away. They don't need feeding. They don't make a mess in the back bedroom.
No, I think the problem with rocking horses is all the shavings they leave behind.
Well, that's right. I put some on the disc and sold it to somebody. Said it was because he said it was as what did he say?
I don't know, Dennis.
It was
as rare as
rocking horse.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much indeed, Dennis. Lisa's on the line. What?
Hello, good morning.
What's wrong, Kels?
I'm unhappy with Dennis's call.
Why?
That's not what he rang in about.
Dennis?
Yes.
Hang on, Lisa.
Okay.
What did you ring in about, Dennis?
What did I ring in about? Oh, just to say I didn't like what they were saying about you.
Oh, thanks very much.
No, that's not...
He's forgotten what he rang in
Shall
about.
I just do it?
Yeah, go on.
I was wearing my 50 Shades of Dealey T-shirt in my house, and a man came in and saw the T-shirt and recognised me from the radio.
Is that true, Dennis?
I was in yesterday morning.
She just told her, don't tell us the same story. Is that true?
I'm not telling the same story.
Is it true?
No.
Yes.
It's true. They were engineers were in yesterday taking my stair lift away.
You're telling us the same story?
No, and he comes from Northampton.
Did he recognise your T-shirt?
He recognised, and then he said, you're that one who talks to Iain Lee. Apparently he listens to this on the way in.
So it is the same story?
So if Stairlift Man's listening, big up yourself.
Yes, big up yourself, yes.
We've made Lisa wait for this, Dennis.
Yes.
Would you like to apologise to Lisa?
What for?
For wasting her time.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Am I wasting your time?
No, make me giggle.
I made you giggle. Why?
Yes. You just do. I think
well, if you give me your address, I'll send you a little disc with some rocking horse manure on it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Bye, Dennis.
Bye-bye.
Morning, Lisa. What have you got for us?
Good morning. I know it's tomorrow. You're saying about the bands that sing about themselves.
Yes.
But S Club 7 do it with S Club.
Oh, there ain't no party like an S Club party.
Oh, you've nailed it. You've got it.
That's how we're kicking off the show.
Forget all this Aaliyah nonsense. You have got it. Of course they do.
Yeah.
What is it? Tina's Tina's
Getting down on the floor.
Yeah,
doing
Bradley's
nothing.
sat there having a
Bradley's
fat
screaming for
one.
more.
Yeah, it's
Wanna see Rachel swing.
Yeah,
Hannah
do her
her
thing. Then we got Jo. She got the flow.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Etc. Does.
Bad timing. Particularly when they're filming. Never mind. Sit down, have a cup of tea, be all right. Lisa, brilliant. That's in tomorrow's show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Brilliant.
S Club. How can we forget?
Yeah, that's it. Well done, people. You've got it.
Ah, 5. Everybody get up, sing it 5, we'll help you get down now.
Oh,
They did
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
That's that sorted then.
Hang on though.
Yeah.
They're just mentioning their name in it. They're not singing about themselves individually.
They don't need
like
to.
Manfred Mann did.
If they sing individually, that's the creme de la creme.
Uh-huh.
But then the monkeys don't sing about themselves
They
individually.
don't say, here comes Mickey
Well,
with
he's dead
little
now,
face.
Don't-
Mickey's
please-
not dead.
Oh, is he not?
Guys,
Is it the
this
rest?
is actually genuinely offensive.
What?
Seriously, it's nearly 4 years to the day since Davey passed.
Oh, Davey. Oh,
Davey
sorry.
died.
So just don't even joke about it. Don't even go there.
I'm not
Do not even go there. I expect this kind of disrespect from Kelly Betts, and that is out of order. Don't do your cheeky face because you're thinking of something to say, Kelly. Stop it. But Catherine, you know that you've crossed the line there.
Well,
you know you've crossed the line, and you think very carefully about the next thing that comes out of your mouth. Think very carefully.
I don't think I was being impudent. I've just got an impudent face.
I'm just like to say that I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, mate.
Well, I was so sorry. I got you a memorial cup.
Yeah, and look what I'm drinking from.
No.
Oh.
That's not it.
No, I know it's from another producer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just don't even go there. Seriously, don't even go there.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
I didn't mean to get them mixed up.
That's okay. That was an accident.
It was an accident. I'm sorry.
But you were egged on by Mama Boyle. So just stop it there. Okay? Right, now
Do you think it's okay?
Sorry?
Does it look okay?
What?
This.
What is your beef? You've got no right to have
Since we
beef.
saw 50 Shades, you've been trying to discipline me, and I'm not going to have it.
You biting your bottom lip?
She's rolling her eyes.
Rolling mine.
That film would have been about 5 minutes if you'd have tried that with me. I'd have snapped him back.
Oh, wait.
You want to do what? Jog on, mate. Jog on.
Get me back in your helicopter and take me home now. In fact, you can give me the helicopter off. 084.
And thanks very much for writing it all down in the list. I'm going straight to a tribunal.
Unless you give me £1 billion, because he's a billionaire. So you can blackmail him.
I wouldn't have tried to extort money. I wouldn't cheapen myself.
Well,
I've got the Ev.
Well,
Just take him down psychologically.
that's what he wanted, wasn't it? 084. That's what Dealey liked about it. The psychological taking down. Oh,
he did.
Can I give out the phone number, please?
Can you?
Yes.
Can you, though?
Will it
Can
be the
you?
right one?
Can ye give out the phone number, Mr. West? Can ye give out the phone number, Mr. West? Can ye? Can ye? He's put the phone down on me. Quick, phone him back. He didn't give me the phone number, I can't. 08459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards, and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M40 towards London has queues because of an accident between junction 5 for Stokenchurch and 4 Wickham for the High Wycombe Handy Cross roundabout. On the M1 southbound, that's looking very slow from junction 11 for Dunstable Road towards junction 9 for Redbourne, and the M25 anti-clockwise is very busy from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 16 for the M40. In Amersham on Gore Hill, that's looking very slow southbound between the A413 and London Road, and in Hemel Hempstead on the A41 southbound, there are queues between the Hemel Hempstead turnoff and the M25. No reports of any problems though on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
We're all feeling a bit giggly today because this happened earlier. Yeah. Justin Dealey slipped on some ice and it sounded a little bit like this. Yeah. Oh dear. Another hour of this nonsense. Man alive. I am so hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines claim that bogus Islamic charities are operating in Luton. Leon Briggs Memorial could be removed and horses dying on Hertfordshire A Road.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to fund criminal and terrorist activities. That's the claim of Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood, who says some of them are using aggressive tactics. Sufyan Sadiq from Luton has raised money for Syria and has been there to carry out aid work.
One of the things that we took the liberty of doing in Luton was to actually follow that pound that we raised and made sure that we saw firsthand how that was being spent, and actually took part in volunteering in the spending of that money out there in Syria. And that shouldn't be something that everyone should have to do. There should be a level of trust, and that's where the Charity Commission comes in, and the work that they do needs to really step up.
A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed. The memorial, which is made up of flowers, mementos and pictures, has been deemed a security risk. Chief Constable Colette Paul says they will liaise with the family and will be sensitive. More from Matt Lockwood.
39-year-old Leon Briggs died in November 2013 after being detained under the Mental Health Act. In the months after his death, the memorial became a place for family and friends to gather and pay their respects. Police say a review has recommended removing the tributes as they pose a security risk. The Justice for Leon campaign group says it's an insensitive move and some kind of memorial must remain in place.
2 men have been arrested and a further 2 people interviewed as part of an ongoing investigation into alleged child abuse at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford during the 1960s and 70s. Bedfordshire police say they've spoken to more than 80 victims so far and more potential suspects have been identified. Turkey has said that Britain should have informed it earlier about the 3 missing schoolgirls who flew to Istanbul and are believed to be trying to join Islamic State fighters in Syria. The search for the 3 teenagers who flew to Turkey a week ago is continuing. A 15-year-old boy has been charged with attacking a 78-year-old man while he was walking his dog in Wardown Park in Luton. The man was taken to hospital with serious head injuries after the incident on a Saturday afternoon in December. A Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 due to neglect or being struck by vehicles. The animals are left to graze illegally on private land. Lynn Mylan from the Herts branch of the British Horse Society says that overbreeding has led to horses being sold for as little as £10 each.
They are just literally starving to death, and it's a crisis that is continuing until we get some legislation to equip people to deal with it.
In sport, Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham, and MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli has pledged to return to help the club win promotion from League One after being ruled out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury. The weather mostly dry with some sunny spells this morning, the chance of a shower this afternoon, a maximum temperature 8 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Morning. Memorials, wonky eyes, bands singing about themselves. It's a busy show. I mean, not necessarily saying it's any good, but it's busy. 08459 455 555.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call, or you can send us a text 81333. Start your text 3CR. Now, a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died after being taken into police custody, may be removed. Beds Police has been advised it could pose a security risk. Well, this has angered the Justice for Leon campaign group, who, along with other members of the community, have been using it as a place to pay their respects. Joined now by Liberty Louise from the group. Morning, Liberty.
Good morning.
Why are they saying it's a security risk?
Well, we haven't had a definite response as to what the actual risk they can, the security experts they've apparently had come in, what they've assessed and what they've concluded. However, from what I've heard, it's to do with, the latest terrorist activity, which I find very puzzling, since there's no racial tension or suggestions of any activity of that sort within our town. So we're a little bit confused as to what their reasons are at the moment.
What is the memorial, Liberty? For those that haven't seen it, what does it look like?
Flowers, teddies and candles, pictures that Leon's children have put there, memorial stuff from Leon's mother.
And why is it so important to the family and to the group?
Because Leon died at Luton Police Station. that is the answer. He was dead at Luton Police Station. Now there's a memorial for a police officer in Luton Town. That was put up when he died.
Yeah.
There wasn't a problem with that, so we'd like to know what the issue is.
There may be some, and let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Yeah,
there may be some people that think, well, this isn't really a memorial. It's more of a protest. What would you say to them?
Flowers isn't protesting. People coming down lighting candles. We have never labelled it as a protest. We have never said we are coming down to protest. From the very beginning, our statement to the press and the community, what we put out to the community, was that it was a peaceful vigil, and that is what it has remained. There has been not one incident in the past 15 months where anybody has been arrested, where there has been any kind of public disorder, where anybody has been arrested on public order offences. It has been calm, it has been peaceful, and it hasn't had to be policed by Luton Police either.
What do you think about the timing of this? Because Leon's birthday would be in March, isn't it?
It's not just that. Our whole issue is that the IPCC report is due to be concluded shortly.
Ah, okay.
Now, we find that kind of timing. The family have just been told that basically the officers are refusing to cooperate with the IPCC investigation. Now, we need to know, the family need to know, and the community need to know whether the officers are going to be cleared of any guilt or whether there is reasons for, the CPS to take this on as criminal charges. Now, until that decision has been made, we find the timing completely wrong, completely insensitive, and until officers are cleared, that memorial will not go anywhere.
What do you mean by that? Because I'm guessing that if the police want to take it down, they'll take it down, wouldn't they?
Well, that's when there will be some kind of community backlash. I can assure you of that, and I can assure Bedfordshire Police of that. And if that's the message they want to give out to the community, that we're not going to listen to you, this is what we're going to do, then that's up to them to deal with the aftermath of that. Regardless of whether they move it.
What aftermath might there be?
Well, there's going to be community tension after that. If a lot of us have to go down and protest because of this, then that is what we will do. If they remove the memorial, people will start replacing it with things. It is absolutely disgusting to say to Leon's family, you can no longer come here and pay your respects to your family member, to your son and to your brother that died at Luton Police Station under suspicious circumstances. Let's not get it twisted and just say he suddenly fell ill and was taken to the hospital. That is not what happened. He was restrained and detained and died as a result at Luton Police Station. Now, I'm very sorry if this is an embarrassment to Luton Police, but so it should be. And to take that point away from the family, away from the community, where we've been paying our respects for 15 months, it's been fine for 15 months. It's been absolutely fine. So why now? Why just before a report is being concluded by the IPCC? I'm sorry, this further raises suspicions within the community, within Leon's family, and rightly so.
Liberty, can I just read you? We got a statement from the Chief Constable, Colette Paul.
Yeah.
She says, it's regretful if we've caused any upset to Leon's family, who've been informed about the recommendations. It is correct that the report contains a recommendation to remove the memorial and the risk is being assessed. We will be liaising with Leon Briggs's family to be as sensitive as we can about removing the security risk, but at the same time providing a safer option for a focus of vigil for the family and friends of Mr. Briggs, as well as meeting the security requirements. What do you say to that?
OK, so she's saying that the assessment hasn't been concluded. The information I received is the assessment had been concluded. Leon Briggs's family do not want to speak to any police officers at the moment, and rightly so. And OK, if there is another option, That's fine, and maybe that's something we can all look at, but not until after the report has been concluded by the IPCC. Now, that is the compromise, and I think that's the only compromise that we can come up with at the moment. Yes, okay, we can look at another option, like maybe a plaque that we did suggest last year, and it was tied up in so much red tape it became almost impossible to put through. And that's something we might look at. But please wait until after officers have been cleared or whatever action needs to be taken.
Liberty, we keep in touch, of course, and let us know, if anything develops and what you hear.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you for your time, Liberty Louise, from the Justice for Leon group. 08459 455 555.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
I'd like to get your thoughts on that, please. I tell you what was interesting, because Liberty comes on quite a bit. She always comes on and talks about these kind of issues. That's the first time I've heard her really angry. Normally she's very calm. She's a great speaker. She's
normally really measured. Well, she was measured there, but you could hear.
You could hear she was angry. You could hear she was angry, and I can completely understand. What's weird is I can see both sides of this. You can completely understand why she's angry, and obviously excitement sounds like a flippant word, and I don't mean it to be, but I can't think of a better word. There will be excitement among the Justice for Leon people because it's getting close to that report being published by the IPCC. Anticipation is perhaps a slightly better word. So it's a very tense time, I would imagine, for everybody involved in that. I can also see why having something outside a police station could be viewed as a potential threat. Whether that's the intention of the people who put it there or not, other people
may exploit it. This is what the police
can exploit these things and use them as divisive measures. Now, I'm sure that's not the intention of the memorial that's there, but then, it's not my boy that died in a police custody, so I will never, hopefully, feel that pain and anger that family and friends are obviously feeling.
And I can understand why they don't want to speak to the police at this point. But also, if they're going to have this tribute organised and approved by the police, there's going to have to be dialogue, isn't there, at some point?
Oh, man alive.
Horrible.
It'd be interesting to see which way that goes. And, I mean, she mentioned a plaque. They're not going to have a plaque outside a police station for someone that died in police custody, are they? Really? Thank you, Liberty. We will speak again soon. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Hey, there's more Ev in the papers.
Ev of ghostly apparitions.
Well, yeah.
Or someone being tricky with a camera. You decide.
Or a PR department jumping on a load of old nonsense. A ghost which has haunted Hampton Court Palace for nearly 200 years is apparently captured in a photo by a schoolgirl. It's not. It's just, I don't know what it is. It just looks like a lot of hair.
Yeah. Too tall. Is it something on a stick?
It looks like Kate Middleton. So, yeah, it could be. It does with her Wookiee hair. She had Wookiee hair the other week.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like that, doesn't it? Holly Hampshire, 12... had no idea she'd snapped the famous grey lady while taking an iPhone picture of her cousin.
Yeah, so why is she taking a picture of her cousin's back? And then why did she take another picture straight away afterwards?
Oh, kids take pictures all the time.
How can I see this picture?
With your eyes.
Yeah, where is it?
It's here in my hand.
What paper?
The Sun.
The Sun.
The Sun is behind a paywall.
You won't be able to see it.
The Sun ghost.
No, it's not that one. It's not the groping ghost.
Demon ghost gropes me in my bedroom.
All right, Kelly, we'll get your story later on. She's believed to be the ghost of Dame Sybil Penn, who nursed Elizabeth I.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Well, of course not, because ghosts don't exist. And then you see these two girls, and you think, jog on, ladies. I've got an app on my phone that puts that convinced Justin Dealey once.
Tell Justin. Still convincing him.
Oh, yeah. You can get apps that put photography expert Oriole Prince, male or female?
Oriole is a bird, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
We call them ladies nowadays,
No,
mate.
I reckon, a woman.
Photography expert Oriole Prince said she could not spot any signs the image had been tampered with, apart from the giant woman that's stuck in the middle. She added, you can pretty much manipulate anything if you're good enough, but you'd have to be an expert to get an image like this.
If you type in ghosts and the sun, lots of stories come up, including a terrified mum says how she's been beaten for 7 months by a thug ghost.
A thug ghost, ladies and gentlemen. What a load of old guff.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 southbound, they're accused from the M25 junction 23 at South Mems towards Stirling Corner. It's reported to be a bit busier than usual there. On the A1 Great North Road, it's busy from the St Neots junction through the roadworks towards the Black Cat roundabout, and in Lower Harpenden Road in East Hyde. That's now reopened after the accident at Chilton Green Road. It's also starting to ease off southbound on Luton Road, which is being used as a diversion. On the M1 southbound, that's looking very slow from junction 11 for Dunstable Road towards junction 9 for Redbourne. But the M40 towards London's reopened and starting to ease off between junction 5 for Stokenchurch and 4 for the High Wycombe Handy Cross roundabouts. No reports of any delays at the moment on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Samantha. Even the celebrities are getting involved without name a band song by a band that sings about the band.
Who did that?
Do you know that fella that's always ripping off tenants and fixing cars but not doing the brakes properly?
Mark.
Matt Allwright.
Oh.
He sent me loads. Wham Rap.
Yes.
And my name is Prince. And I am funky. 8:16. It's Tuesday, the 24th of February. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, could be removed after being deemed a security risk. An MP has claimed that bogus Islamic charities are raising funds in Luton to finance criminal and terrorist activities. And a Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 in the county.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
You all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Little shoulder shimmy.
Just doing an air grab for you.
Sorry?
An air grab.
What's that?
It's, well, anyone that's been trained to be in a boy band would know this. It's the,
the...
grabbing the air.
And pulling it towards you.
To show passion.
Yeah. Well, have you trained to be in a boy band, then?
Oh, well, I was nearly in Take That, but well, I don't talk about it.
So you auditioned for Take That, but you didn't get down to the last...
I didn't audition.
Oh, you just watched a video of theirs once and thought I could do that?
Well, no, I can't go into the details. It's legally complex, but I could have been to Take That.
You used to stalk Jason Orange. Is that what you mean?
No, I can't talk about it on air, but...
Wow.
I could have been another member. In fact, they could do with me now.
Yeah, well, no, there's only three of them.
There's only three. It's not really a band, is it?
What they need is a posh old man to step in at the last minute.
And let's face it, the other two can't really sing.
No.
So all you hear now is Gary Barlow with a little bit of backing from the other two.
Yeah, they use like those karaoke tapes, don't they?
Yes.
That's what they do.
Exactly.
I used to like Babe.
What?
Babe, I'm back again. Don't you remember me? I love you so much.
Why are you lisping?
Because he lisps, doesn't he, Mark Owen?
Mark Owen.
Is that Mark Owen? He does.
He does.
Oh.
Doesn't Howard as well?
Oh, yeah, he does as well.
When you think about it, they're a band made up largely of lispers.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Because we used to... I probably don't remember in the 90s, but lispers used to be... It was illegal. And nowadays, thanks to the hard work done by Take That, they're allowed to vote and get married and everything.
I don't remember lisping being illegal, was it?
Yeah, in the 90s it was. Horrible times.
Really?
Oh. What's on your show this morning?
Coming up on the Big Fun, I'm hoping you might quite like this one today.
Well,
do men have a duty to financially support their ex-wives?
What?
The ex-wife of a millionaire racehorse surgeon has been told by a judge to get a job, as she had no right to be supported for life at his expense.
Oh.
Iain Wright had been ordered to pay £75,000 maintenance and school fees each year when his marriage to Tracy Wright ended in 2008. However, 59-year-old Mr. Wright went to the High Court and won a case to cut the financial support he has to pay to his ex-wife.
Ouch.
At the appeal court, the judge upheld the decision, saying divorcees with children over 7 should get a job and go to work. Well, from 9 this morning, I'd like to debate this. I'd like to hear your views and your experiences as well. Do men have a duty to financially support their ex-wives? 08459 455 555.
Yes, but the question permit me.
Okay.
Is slightly wrong.
Okay.
It should be.
We've only spent the last 25 minutes working on it. Go on.
It's slightly wrong because it should be the most financially solvent of the couple that should support the other person. For example, if the woman is a high-flying lawyer and earns lots of money and the gentleman has stayed at home to look after the kids and be the house husband, then she should look after him.
I absolutely accept your criticism of the question. However, it's quite difficult to make that snappy.
No.
Well, how do we change it then?
We'll do it now.
You change it now.
Should the person who earns the most money, be it female or male...
Already this is quite long.
After the marriage has ended, have to financially support the other person who may have been a house husband or a housewife. Call me now.
I wouldn't even
JVS show.
I wouldn't even get that in Twitter. 140 characters.
Yes.
Well, look, we'll revisit our question from 9 this morning.
What is it?
For the time being, I'm going to stick with this.
No.
Do men have a duty to financially support their ex-wives?
Or husbands.
Or husbands.
Supposing it's a gay couple.
You've
not considered this in the slightest, Jonathan. But go upstairs, up to the team. Go on. Work on. The premise is good. It's just you're not inclusive, mate.
08459 455 555. I'd like to hear from you at 9.
Three Counties Sport.
Tonight we're with Watford in Three Counties Sport.
Watford are ahead! Great cross from Padil and a great header from Olioni Carlo!
Slavica Jekanovic's side are at home to struggling Rotherham, hoping to keep their automatic promotion push going.
It's the crowning glory on the night, the perfect end to the perfect night for the Hornets.
You can hear the whole game live in Three Counties Sport.
Tonight from 7 here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Ah, dearie me. Have we got any texts, Catherine? You've not really pulled your weight this morning.
What are you talking about?
Sorry?
What do you mean?
Well, you've not really done much.
Are you calling me fat?
Oh, no.
I've done loads. It's just I'm like a swan.
What?
Really white.
And I nearly said something completely inappropriate.
And dangerous, and I will break your arm.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, do you want to do Texas now, or should we crack on?
I could do Texas now if you want.
Let's crack on.
Oh.
Fly grazing. What on earth is that? Well, it's where horses are kind of dumped in fields and left to get on with it. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last autumn, we told you that regular users of the A414 in Hertfordshire were noticing more and more horses left to wander on the roadside. Actually, 40 dead and injured animals had to be removed, having been hit by vehicles. Well, 6 months on, and the British Horse Society saying that things have not improved. Detective Duncan Greaves is from Hertfordshire Police. Morning, Duncan.
Good morning. Okay.
Okay. How big a problem is this?
Well, I mean, statistics don't tell the whole story, but since April last year, we've dealt with about 200 just over 200 incidents of horses that have strayed onto the highway. Sometimes they've been illegally grazed, sometimes they've been dumped, and the second-hand price of horses now is just about zero. So the British Horse Society are quite right that the issue countrywide is a problem.
And so what happens? So you get a phone call from a landowner saying we've had 5 ponies dumped in my field. Is that how it works?
Well, yeah. It splits really. The landowners are sometimes left in a difficult position because if it's on a private field or a private estate, the police's hands are somewhat tied. But of course, the animals, by the very nature of if they're not secure, they wander out onto the highway. So if there's a chance, if they're insecure or they can get onto the highway, then, which the public may be surprised about, it's the police that end up usually dealing with the instance. And as you've quite rightly highlighted, on the A414 is a key area, and you only have to drive down that stretch and you'll see lots of broken fences with police tape on, where animals have indeed got out and wandered onto the highway. And some cases there have been some road traffic collisions.
Yeah. And I suppose these horses, as we've heard, they're not microchipped, so it would be almost impossible, I'd imagine, to trace the owners.
An awful lot of them aren't microchipped. They're not passported. We've been working with the British Horse Society, which have been incredibly supportive, RSPCA, World Horse Welfare, and trying to get all of these key sort of partners involved, and the Community Safety Partnership for St Albans and all of them, to try and focus all our efforts to try and increase education. We've got a rural operational support team, our ROS team, which work and we've got an equine officer, and they go around trying to create promote education within horse owners, all aspects of the community, because per head of sort of population, we've got a very high horse head in this county.
Are you speaking to travellers? Because we've been told that they seem to be the main culprits in this.
Gypsy and traveller communities, yes, they do own horses. We've had horses from all elements of the community that get out. It does make the repatriation of the horses a lot more frustrating if they're not passported and they're not microchipped. Now, there is a bill going through Parliament. Julian Sturdy, who's the MP for Outer York, supported by the likes of MP for St Albans and Maine, have been doing some great work in trying to change the law so when animals are dumped or illegally grazed, they can be removed a lot quicker. And in our case, we have to, send police officers. We have a third-party contractor, and we remove the horses. We store them for a period, and if they're not claimed, then we're very fortunate. We've managed to rehome, in the last 4 years, we've rehomed over about 140 horses. And of course, it costs the police and the taxpayer every time that happens. But of course, public safety is paramount.
Duncan, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much. That's Detective Duncan Greaves from Hertfordshire Police.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hey, we've got a new listener. Morning, Connor. Connor's listening.
Connor's an old listener.
No, this is a new... No, it turns out there are more than one person called... There is more than one person called Connor.
This is other Connor, then.
This is Connor. I'm sorry, Connor, you're other Connor. But yes, this is other
New Connor.
He's listening... Other Connor, I think.
Oh.
He's listening with his dad in the car. So it's forced on him. He'd rather, of course, put his cassette in with the stuff he's taped off for the radio, off the charts.
Of course he would.
Or his Backstreet Boys. Or his Extreme... Porno Graffiti 1 and 2.
I bought that. My mum was not impressed by the title at all.
Saying I love you. Oh, that's Radio 4. Hang on.
It's open to the public. Starts tomorrow. Carol Jacobi and Michael Pritchard as well. Thanks.
Off.
And if you can't wait to see that or can't get to see it, good old Twitter.
Oh, for goodness sakes. That's Radio 4, guys. When what, of course, I was trying to do was... saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you. Tell you how I feel. I can do it on the guitar.
Wow. I bet you got a lot of girls like that.
I got no girls. I genuinely thought, this is the thing, right? Songs you learn to impress girls. I genuinely thought by learning how to play that on the guitar... Because I saw a guy playing at a party and he had loads of females around him. Loads. I thought... Easy. It's all just... I think it's like G down to an E minor, if I remember correctly. It's a long time. It was 30 years ago. And I thought, I'll play that.
Someone sent me that on a mixtape once.
Yeah.
With a yin-yang necklace.
Turns out it's not the... It's not the song that got the girls, it's the fact that guy was hip and cool, because I got no girls playing at a party.
I would have been impressed.
Thank you, mate. You'd also have been about 5. And do you
Good
know
party. Jelly, ice cream, bumps.
Songs that you learnt to impress the opposite sex. Thank you, Connor. You inspired that. So if we don't get any calls, you owe me £5. 08459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, it's very slow from junction 11 for Dunstable Road to junction 9 for Redbourne, and it's also looking very busy from junction 15 for Northampton to 14 for Milton Keynes as well. On the M25 anti-clockwise, there are queues between junction 19 for Watford and 16 for the M40, and there's also queues between the Swakeleys roundabout at Uxbridge and the Hanger Lane gyratory on the A40 Western Avenue into London. On the Gore Hill southbound in Amersham, it's looking very slow between the A413 and the A40 London Road, and in St Neots on the A1 southbound, it's very slow from the Black Cat roundabout towards the St Neots junction. In both directions there, it's looking very busy. No reports of any problems at the moment on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30. I'm Simon Oxley. Campaigners are warning of a backlash if a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, is removed. The memorial has been deemed a security risk. 2 men have been arrested and a further 2 people interviewed as part of an ongoing investigation into alleged child abuse at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford during the 1960s and 70s. And a Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 in the county due to neglect or being struck by vehicles.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic is set to make changes for tonight's championship match at home to Rotherham. The Hornets lost to promotion rivals Norwich on Saturday. Jokanovic says it's a key stage of the season.
It's true. Now it's in this period we don't have many second chance. We have still it's so many games in front of us. It's not finished of the championship. Are going to happen many things. It's true now. It's points. It's important, and now we have new chance for us after the lost one game like we lost against Norwich.
And you can hear full commentary on Watford versus Rotherham on tonight's Three Counties Sport from 7. MK Dons midfielder Dele Alli has pledged to return to help the club win promotion from League One after being ruled out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury. On loan, Ali, who's being treated at new club Tottenham, has posted a message on Twitter to thank supporters for their best wishes. The Champions League continues tonight with Manchester City at home to Barcelona in the first leg of their last 16 tie. And FIFA is being recommended to schedule the 2022 World Cup in Qatar in November and December. Richard Conway in Doha says that won't go down well in Europe.
I think that's going to cause a lot of anger because Europe thinks to themselves, why is this? Why can't we hold it in May when temperatures are a little lower and when there's less disruption to the leagues, when there's less disruption to our fixture lists? And why is it, they ask, are we having to pay the cost and the price for a problem that they feel is entirely of FIFA's own making in awarding Qatar the World Cup at a time when they subsequently can't play it?
West Indies opener Chris Gayle has become the first player in Cricket World Cup history to score a double 100. Gayle was out for 215 as the Windies totalled 372 for 2 from their 50 overs against Zimbabwe. Gayle hit 16 sixes and 10 fours.
You're going to take the bull by its horn and, try and play some shot and try and put the pressure back on them. And, I didn't want to actually, dig myself into a shell as well, just try and be aggressive out there. That's how I actually, play this innings, and I'm really happy in the end there, but out on the last ball.
BBC Three Counties News and Sports. The next full bulletin is at 9.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hey, yeah, pretty mama, gonna make love to you. So, we are talking about... I don't even remember what we're talking about, Kels. What are you laughing for?
You.
Why?
Because you're funny.
Hey, listen, can we just have a moment's silence? Because today something tragic happened to one of our key team members. Justin Dilly was reporting and he slipped on some ice, and this is what happened. So, and we've not heard from him since. We've not heard from... Don't cry, Kelly. He'll be all right. He's a tough nut.
Sad about it.
We all do that noise and it draws attention.
Yeah. There we go. So,
and
this is, and then, but then also he fell down a hole. So
off he goes.
Off he goes. And then also, to make things even worse, do you know what happened? He fell down into Radio 4.
A key measure of the peace deal.
But they went on smoothly as if nothing had happened.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what was worse though was when he fell down into Radio 5 Live. Yeah, because it's...
Is it pause for thought?
Yeah.
Oi! Feel into the future. And the robots are taken over.
Oh, you got to laugh. He's such a plum, Justin Dealey, isn't he?
Right one.
Really, hey?
Says the two people who get no satisfaction whatsoever from a film full of pleasure. Need I say any
you're wrong
more,
there.
guys?
Say the three people.
Yeah, listen.
Who's the third person?
Kelly Betts.
I don't think she's quite with you on this one, guys. I think that she has turned the corner. Now she's thought about it. Now she's thought about the psychology.
What?
She's with me.
Oh, look, Kelly pretending she's on the telephone.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Can we just listen to Justin Dealey falling into Radio 4 again, please?
Music. We can make a significant dent on that.
Sounds nasty, Justin.
It was. It was a horrific fall.
Horrific.
Hey, boss, I'm going to rock your world right now. Yeah? You ready
Yes,
for
please,
this?
mate. Go on, yeah.
OK, talking about bands who sing about themselves.
Yes.
OK? Classic 1980s tune, Living in a Box by Living in a Box.
Is it about living in a box, though?
Yes, in a cardboard box.
Yeah, but it's not about the band, mate. You've completely misunderstood this.
No, I haven't at all.
You've completely misunderstood it.
All right, then what about Snoop Dogg?
No.
Dogg.
Living in a box.
Yeah.
Let's get the lyrics right.
Yes, okay.
And by the way, if you play that clip of you falling backwards, it does say Paul is dead.
Right.
So living in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics. Hang on a minute.
Why do you think they recorded that song?
Yeah, but it's not.
To
It doesn't
get
say
their band name out there.
No, but it doesn't say Tony's on guitar and Steve is being a star. It doesn't do that.
All right, madness. We call it madness.
Yeah,
There's
well,
another one
you've
for
got
you.
it. Well
Okay.
done.
What?
Congratulations.
Bad Company. Bad Company?
Well, what's it about?
Bad Company.
Well, what does it say?
They're talking about Bad Company, and they are Bad Company.
Hang on a minute. But okay. But what does the song? Does it mention them?
Well, they're talking about themselves.
Mate, you've not.
I've got
it.
I nailed it for you. Living in a box. What more do you want from me?
I want them to mention the actual. Right, listen to this. Okay, this is
go
the
on.
Manfred Mann song, right? It's really, really simple. It's bad. Here we go.
About the Manfred.
He's singing about the Manfreds, right?
Yep.
That they're putting down.
Oh, so they're a band. Oh, like Manfred Mann.
Yep.
Started playing on a rainy day.
People came from miles around.
Right.
They didn't come for the rhythm.
They're singing about the band. It gets even more accurate when they start singing about the actual band members.
Okay.
The drummer, the fella's called Mike Hugg, by the way.
Yep.
Here we go.
Just to stand around and see.
So listen, now this is what we're after. Here we go.
Living in a box.
No!
Mike Hunt plays the drums.
Mike Hugg's on the drums.
Guinness lays it down.
He's singing about the band.
Yeah,
It's
but you're not going to get many of those songs.
No, exactly, but there's
Hang on.
plenty.
In my ear, I'm just being told that Living in a Box, they all met each other whilst they were homeless.
Oh. Quick, pick up some of those straws you just dropped while you were clutching at them.
What's the best you've got then so far this
Well,
morning?
we got this.
Oh, what, one song?
No, we've got loads, mate.
What, Hey with the Monkeys? Yeah,
Yes.
Great song, yeah. Nice one, guys.
Oh, now.
Don't start monkey
No,
pony
that's
shit,
fine.
mate. Right, listen, so we got Manfred Mann, we got Hey with the Monkeys, we got My Name is Prince.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Madness.
Yeah, we've got Madness.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Stray Cat Strut.
Oh. Yeah, what about Talk?
No, it just mentions the name, doesn't talk about the S Club 7.
Mm-hmm.
They sing about S Club 7.
Club Party, it's called.
Ah, well, exactly. They're talking about themselves. They're singing about
Yeah,
themselves.
but they actually sing about themselves.
That's the point of it.
Well, not every single song is going to mention them by name, are they?
No,
They're
but
singing
that's
about
the
themselves.
point.
But if they're singing about themselves, that counts.
No, but they're not
Seriously,
in
mate,
living
you've
in a
gotta
box,
change-
mate.
You've got to change the rules, mate.
No, the rules are very specific.
Anyway, this isn't what Justin's on for.
Well, he's on for. He's gonna.
He's going to do something serious, so you better take the tone down a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jess.
Yeah. It's all right.
Hang on, is he going to do something serious?
Yeah,
Yep,
something
yeah,
quite
very-
serious.
very
yeah.
serious.
Then hang on a minute. Let me reset the tone. Hang on 1 second. Oh no, hang on. Oh, blimey, hang on. Oh, the Manfred Radio. Right, and serious tone adopted now.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
What you got for us, Just?
Well, something you were talking about earlier on, a Birmingham MP says that bogus Islamic charities, they're raising funds in Luton, appealing to the Muslim community. And you heard from a guest earlier on saying that every now and again somebody will start pressing the button at a traffic light, so it slows the traffic down. Next thing you know, you've got people going along the lines with buckets trying to get money out of people. I have never, ever seen that before. But talking to people in Luton this morning, talking to the Muslim Muslim community, they are totally backing up what this MP is saying. Just take a quick listen to this. Now, so you're very aware about some of these charities. Tell us what happened to you, because we heard earlier about people stopping others at traffic lights. What happened?
You be driving, you get caught up in a traffic light, they'll come up to you, shaking a bucket. They won't really say nothing about what they're supporting or anything, but the way that they're dressed, they'll give you the impression that they're really religious, that they're doing it for a good cause, but ultimately you don't know where that money could be going.
So if somebody stops you at a traffic light then, with a bucket, you wouldn't give to that charity?
I'd say be wary, yeah. 100% be wary.
And I'm hearing this morning that Muslims, it's their responsibility to give 2.5% of their wages to charity every single year. Is that true?
It is true, yeah. But I mean, the choice is completely yours. If you want to go and give to the NSPCC or you want to go and give to the British Red Cross, it's up to you.
And that's what they play on, isn't it? To try and make you feel guilty.
Yeah, they would. If somebody was going to do it, I'd say they would use that, yeah.
And just lastly, a word on this report that says that some of these funds could be funding criminal activities and terror activities. As somebody who lives in Luton, does it surprise you?
Yeah, I'd say yeah, it does surprise me, yeah, because I mean it's such a close-knit community, but at the same time you don't know what could be going on like underneath the surface, so you just got to keep your wits about you, to be honest.
Not exactly harassed. I've been stopped to ask if I'm a Muslim, or just because I'm Asian, or just ask for money generally, yeah. But I haven't been harassed, I've just been ignoring it.
So what's actually happened then? People approaching you on the streets, did they tell you about the charity at all?
No, they're just straight up, they're just asking for the money straight up. They don't really, I don't know, whenever I've been stopped I haven't been given an insight on what the charity is.
They've not told you at all?
No.
Here's my very basic rule when I'm in my car and someone approaches my car.
Yep.
The doors get locked, the windows stay up, and if they've got a sponge, the windscreen wipers go on.
I totally agree, but you see, as we mentioned in that piece there, it's a Muslim's responsibility to give 2.5% of their wages every year to charity, and these people are approaching them.
How many actually do that, really?
Yeah, but, you know, that's what they're playing on. They're going up to people, and the way they're dressed, they look totally legitimate. They're giving them no reason at all, saying, come on, give to charity. They're making these people feel guilty, and this money, of course, could be funding criminal activities in the town.
Well. Very, very naughty. Justin, thank you very much.
Living in a Box, great tune.
It doesn't count, mate. We want songs about bands, Justin.
Yeah.
Not eponymous songs. Go and look it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, Tasha keeps ringing, and then we put her on, and she keeps falling off the line.
Is it Tasha?
Yeah, and she's having a really bad week.
Oh, is it?
Tasha, no, Tasha with the little boys, the singers.
Oh, that Tasha. Oh, what's her beef?
She's having an awful week. There's one thing after another is happening, really bad luck. And she wanted us to play The Littlest Hobo.
Oh, mate, we've played it already.
I said, bad luck continues. Already played it, but maybe there's something else we could play that would have the same effect.
Yeah. Well, mate, I mean, how bad is the week?
Bad.
Really bad?
It's involving hospitals.
Oi! But still, Tasha, I'm sorry you're having a bad week. I'm not Ken Bruce, mate. I'm not doing shout-outs, big-ups and requests. So, I mean...
I think you're being cold.
No, I'm not being cold. I'm being fair.
No.
I'm being fair.
But she did bring her children in to entertain you.
Yeah, and we exploited them to the maximum.
And they brought biscuits.
What about the boa constrictor song? Do you want to play that?
They love that one.
I don't know what is the hospital incident. Has someone actually been swallowed by a boa constrictor?
No.
Because if they have, that would be completely inappropriate.
It was a non-snake related incident.
Hang on a minute. How about this?
Music.
Is that not good enough for you guys?
No.
Really?
I think...
How about some Radio 4?
Doesn't commit anybody.
No.
You then, in a sense, get a menu.
God,
I think having
boring?
heard the
people
reasons,
listen to that rubbish.
Having heard Tasha's reasons, we need to definitely crack out our best cheer-up song.
Block of Boots, isn't it?
About this.
Hey, Justin Dealey, let me tell you something.
Hey, Justin Dealey, your career is ending.
That's a slightly sour note to end on.
Yeah, but after today, it's a prediction. Carl Malcolm there, through a haze of smoke, made an accurate prediction. His Dealey, his career is ending. Don't come on my show and diss the Monkees. I will withstand any abuse. You say what you want about my family. Don't diss the Monkees. Not when we're coming up to the anniversary of Davey.
Who dissed the Monkees?
You two and Dealey.
I didn't diss the Monkees.
Mate!
No.
Don't go there.
You misunderstood.
You don't go there. I will consider Tasha's request. Considered dismissed.
Oh, no, come
It's
on.
considered dismissed.
You are cold.
Considered dismissed.
What can we sing, Kath?
Yeah, why don't you sing a song, Kath? Hey, tell you what, Kath, you love Tasha so much, you're not going to marry her because she's got kids and you don't want the responsibility of taking them on.
How do you know that?
Because I just can tell.
I like her kids.
Yeah, I know.
We get on well.
I like 2 of her kids. I'm not saying which ones. Why don't you sing her a song?
Because I'm trying to make her feel better.
Over to you, Mama Kath.
What about Hey We're Wow?
Yeah, go on, sing Hey We're Wow.
No, wow is not appropriate for this.
Sing Hey We're Wow. You want to cheer her up. It's involved a hospital. It's involved a hospital.
Wow is not appropriate.
Cheer her up.
It's Tasha time. La la la.
Don't get involved, Kelly. This is on.
I think you're being flippant about something that's quite serious.
This is on Catherine's shoulders.
I'm not going to join in because he's being flippant.
No, you brought this up.
You're being very rude about it.
You brought this up.
You're very rude about it, and I think you're being churlish.
Yeah, I think you're being a blooming idiot. Sing Wow now. All other microphones are off. Sing Wow.
Not singing it. Might just send an email. Dear boss, it is happening again, and it's worse since...
Dear boss, Catherine came on the show today and tried to shame me into playing a song for a listener. Something to do at the hospital, I wasn't really paying attention to her. Busy presenting and making sure we weren't racist. However, as you know, I'm not Ken Bruce, and I don't do requests or shout-outs. I then suggested that Catherine sing the Wow song. Remember that rubbish song she did with her silly mates, and we were all laughing about her in the office afterwards, and we told her on air we thought it was really good. She refused to. Anyway, turns out Tasha's had a really bad week. Involves hospitals and everything. Dunno, might be a member of the family, could be her, got no idea. Thought Catherine was a bit of a selfish so-and-so. Just thought you should know. Add that to the list. Let me know when we reach 200. Thanks. Bye.
So, boss, if you wouldn't mind please sorting this one out.
Dear boss. Dear boss. Here's travel.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 northbound, there's reports of an accident between junction 13 for Bedford and 14 for Milton Keynes because of an accident that's causing some slight queues. The A1M southbound's looking very slow from junction 8 for Hitchin towards junction 7 for Stevenage, and on the M25 anti-clockwise there are queues between junction 19 for Watford and 16 for the M40. On the A1 southbound, it's looking much busier than usual between the Holiday Inn and the Mill Hill Circus, and on the A40 Abbey Way flyover in High Wycombe, that's looking very heavy in both directions past the University College at the bottom of Marlow Hill. There's no reports of any problems on the trains at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Samantha. 8:47, Tuesday the 24th of February. I'm going to go to Prisoners' Wives after this and eat a cooked breakfast. But before that, these are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Campaigners are warning of a backlash if a memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs, who died in police custody, is removed. 2 men have been arrested as part of an ongoing investigation into alleged child abuse at St Francis Boys' Home in Shefford during the 60s and 70s. And a Hertfordshire animal charity says horses are dying needlessly on or near the A414 in the county. Here's Kate with the weather.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Reasonably bright out there this morning. We have some blue sky and sunshine, and it's reasonably mild. We had quite a gusty night though, lots of wind around, but that's slowly starting to ease and will continue through the afternoon as well. Should see some sunshine really for much of the afternoon, and the maximum temperature of 8, maybe 9 Celsius will feel quite pleasant by the end of the day. Now overnight it's going to be fairly chilly to start with, but the cloud introduced from the west will soon warm things up a little, becoming milder as we head through to dawn as we get a rather cloudy and the wet weather arrives as well. The minimum temperature at that point staying above 0, 4 or 5 Celsius in towns and cities. So a mild but wet start to Wednesday. We will see this rain disappear fairly quickly for tomorrow morning, but then we're going to get more cloud. Should be dry through much of the afternoon. Maximum temperature staying mild at 10 Celsius, and that's your forecast.
Well, OK, so if it's Paul Scoins' birthday and Tasha's having a right old whinge up.
Week.
Well, I mean, it's not... Come on.
Come on.
Then why don't we sing Happy Birthday to Paul and that can be her song? It's the happiest song known to mankind, and she can tag along if she wants. She can have a piece of Paul Scoins' pie. He probably will be having a pie for birthday. Imagine in America, they have pies instead of cakes, don't they?
Yeah. You know why?
Because pies are wonderful.
They're sponging up too much. My sister used to buy a cake in America, put it in the cupboard, just in the cupboard, right? It would last for ages.
Do you get the cheesecake? What do they call it? Cheesecake Palace? Cheesecake...
We went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. They have them over here. If not, they should. It's like 152 different types of cheesecake. Flippin' heck.
The day we went, I didn't fancy it.
What?
Cheesecake.
How can you, and the thing is, it's American cheesecake. It's not the silly English cheesecake with the digestive, but it's proper thick, fattening cheesecake.
It's made out of cheese, you know.
Yeah, I know. And that blew my mind, because I made a cheesecake once. It's actually made out of cheese.
When my mum and dad first got married, she thought she'd be exotic. And he said to her, "What's for tea tonight?" She said, "Cheesecake and chips." Some sort of quiche.
Oh, flipping it. That would still work, though.
I'd still have a go, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I had a dream about Portscoins.
What?
I had a dream about Portscoins.
I wasn't asking that, but I'm glad you interrupted. Yes. Oh, no, other people's dreams are boring.
Yeah, this one is really boring.
I'll tell you what, we'll do
A,
this.
it's about Portscoins, and B, he was scared of car parks.
This is for Tasha.
I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor. And it goes like this. Oh no, swallow my toe, swallow my toe. Oh gee, swallow my knee, swallow my knee. Oh heck, it's swallow my neck, it's up to my neck. Oh dread, it's swallow my...
So, we've terrified Penny Temple on Facebook.
Why?
We've been talking about wonky eyes, and we've been having a little bit of fun, and you've scared the life out of her.
Why?
Hello, Iain Lee. On the subject of lazy eye, I have one, and I see double vision without my prism contact lens. Strangely enough, I have eye clinic appointments with the ophthalmist eye consultant today to decide on an eye operation.
Uncanny.
I was slightly put off by your popping the eye out statement, and as you can understand, I'm nervous about sharp... Don't laugh! I'm nervous about sharp surgical instruments getting near my delicate eyeball, so I'm going to cancel.
No, don't cancel.
I made that last bit up.
What I said about the spoon, it's more intricate than that. They don't pop it out with a spoon.
I've tried to save your face by putting, oops, listen to your doctor. Not a mad, rambling northern woman. Unless that's your doctor. You know, no discrimination there against doctors of any background.
So you'll find I describe the procedure quite well.
Yeah, and you've terrified a young lady.
They whip it out, tighten it up, pop it back in.
No, Penny, ignore her. Did you just let one out? Did you cut the cheese? Who cut the cheese?
Kelly.
Don't look at Kelly.
What? Don't look at me.
Don't, Penny, listen.
Penny, don't. Do.
Go, no, Penny, we're not allowed to, no, we can't even say that. It's like me saying vote one party.
Do go and get a proper...
Do go and speak to your doctor.
I've not got a medical qualification
Shush.
yet.
Listen to the suggestions of your doctor and your family and those around you as to whether you should get this terrifying, potentially painful treatment done, or whether you should carry on having a wonky eye. It's up to you.
Right, but...
No buts!
If they start talking, you know, like whipping it out, you should probably think twice.
No, you can't even say that. Honestly, don't, because we've been in the Daily Mail this week. I don't want to be in it again. You honestly can't say... When it comes to medical advice, we're not allowed to even jokingly hint at it. So your microphones are off. Yours in particular, Kelly. No, because you'll do it. We'll get in trouble. And rightfully, it was you that got in trouble last time over the whole Blue Mink thing, because you should have checked the lyrics.
OK. Penny, I'd just like to apologise for any distress caused. You should probably see a doctor.
Thank you very much indeed.
There's loads of good songs with Penny in it.
Excellent.
There's a fella, a young lad, right, and he fell. One of my fears. This is why I don't go skiing. Right?
I've been skiing and fallen.
Yeah, I'd be scared.
I went through the netting and I had to be helped up.
I'd be scared of breaking my leg, right? Because I would snap like a twig.
Yeah.
But also for a British schoolboy, how far did you fall?
Well, quite far.
How far?
Well, just down the slidey bit.
A British schoolboy survived a 1,640-foot fall from a mountain.
OK, he wins.
After losing his footing whilst taking a selfie. In many ways deserved. The 14-year-old tumbled off the 10,500 peak in the Alps and slid down an icy slope for nearly a third of a mile before landing on a ledge. What a ledge. Had he fallen just a few feet either side, he would have hurtled onto deadly rocks.
OK. Did his ski fall off? Because my ski fell off. Frank had to retrieve it.
The unnamed teenager from Leeds was with 5 friends and a ski instructor at the top of Mount Sharrock when he slipped. The ski instructor raced down the mountain to reach him. The boy was in shock, but otherwise unharmed. The thing is, you would have hoped that if he was taking a selfie, he would have had the thought to switch it to video mode and record it.
Oh, no. 200 quid, you've been framed.
That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Morning, Julian.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. What you got for us, boss?
It's about a squint eye or a wonky eye.
Yes.
Have it sorted out. My auntie had it done back in the 50s on her way home from school. She left school, cycled out in Holland, obviously, so they're cycling everywhere. Cycled to the hospital.
Yeah.
Out came the spoon, popped the eye out.
No.
Tie the muscles around it, popped it back in, and went home.
Exactly my description, Julian, so I don't know why it's got to be.
So it's not like Iain says on Twitter, he says they use a plunger and it pops right out. It's not that, is it?
No. They might put a plunger on the other eye and then it pops out the other one when they push it down.
Oh, flipping heck. Do they really? They don't really use a spoon and scoop it out, do they?
They did back then, apparently. This is a story that my mother tells me. So she's got, 13 sisters, or brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And this was certainly something that happened to her sister.
I'm just putting into YouTube, scoop an eye out. And see what... Julian, listen, thank you very much for that. I'm sure that that's putting the young lady's mind completely at ease. Penny, feeling better?
But your eye will be perfect. Who cares how they get it out, as long as they sort it out?
Eye correction surgery. Let's see, I want to...
Will there be mention of a spoon?
Oh, it's laser eye surgery. I don't want that. I want to see something pop out. Kiri!
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Kiri. What have you got for us?
I just wanted to let you know that I was just reading this morning that Jamie Dornan, who obviously was in 50 Shades of Grey, he's confirmed that he's not going to be in the sequel because his wife doesn't want him to be.
His wife doesn't want him to be, or his career and his agent don't want him to be, because it's a stinky film, isn't it?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Kiri, can I ask how old you are?
I'm 40.
OK, good. So you did have a 14-year-old voice, and I would have had to have aborted that conversation.
And asked to speak to your mother.
Yes, exactly. You've got a very young voice.
Oh, hopefully I look it as well.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
yes. Fingers crossed.
I just want to say that I read the books, and so when I went to see the film, if you want to go and see, porn, then you don't go and see that in the cinema. It was more learning about the characters. And I think that it portrayed the characters very well, and I really enjoyed it, and so I thought it was good. But I was quite interested, as I said, just to read that she said it was too risque for her, so he's not allowed to be in the next film.
Wow. Well, would it? Because it's obviously it's set up as a sequel, with the ending. I won't ruin it, but it's a rubbish ending where they're setting up the second movie. So would you be able to go and watch? I'm not even convinced that the second film will ever get made.
Well, they're all falling out with each other, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently the woman that wrote it isn't happy with the guy that produced it. Apparently they didn't have a good connection, the two main characters. He said she gave him nothing to work with.
Oh, she tried. I saw it.
So, but next time you go and see a film, I'd like to come, please. Any film, because I think you all had such a good time. I think you should have a film club for your viewers.
Blimey. Oh, Kiri.
How does that sound?
It sounds creepy. Thank you so much. Kelly's got the phone in for tomorrow. Kelly, what are we doing?
Things your wife won't allow.
Ladies and gentlemen, things your wife won't allow and bands that mention themselves. Kiri, excellent call. Maybe we'll do that one day. Thank you very much indeed.
Every weekday.
Oh, no, hang on a second.
Music.
Hey!
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 northbound, there's been an accident between junction 13 for Bedford and 14 for Milton Keynes, which is causing some queues. The A1M southbound's very slow from junction 8 for Hitchin to 7 for Stevenage. And on the M25 anti-clockwise, you can see on the speed sensors that there are queues from junction 19 for Watford towards 15 for the M4. In High Wycombe on the A40 Abbey Way flyover, it's looking very busy in both directions at the bottom of Marlow Hill. And in Amersham on Gore Hill, that's looking very slow southbound from the A413 towards London Road. Looking looking at the train departure boards and there are no major delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Iain also says on Twitter, only 1 in 5 eyeballs explode during the procedure. Them's good odds. I mean, I don't know if Iain is medically trained or not, or if he's just a bit of a chancer. Hey, we got away with it again. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Justin. Excellent work, Catherine. Happy birthday, Scoin Ed. Till tomorrow at 6 from all of us. Ta-ta.
Local and vocal across Beds, Herts and Bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Iain. Good morning. Welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon-Smith. It's Tuesday. It's 9 o'clock. And on today's Big Phone In, do men have a duty to financially support their ex-wives? The ex-wife of a millionaire race